Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Southwest.
Yesterday's loss was a tough one, but a silver lining was the spot start from Scott Baker. With all hands on deck these days, the surprise performances of some new faces have a way of lifting the team. Tonight, it's Joe Saunders' opportunity to provide that sort of spark as he returns to make his first start since back on April the 4th. Saunders and your Rangers take on the Minnesota Twins from Target Field next. Texas Rangers baseball is presented by AT&T Uverse TV. It is an absolutely gorgeous Chamber of Commerce evening here in Minneapolis, Target Field, the scene of the third game of this four-game set between your Rangers and the Minnesota Twins. And welcome in, everyone, along with Mark McLemore, Steve Busby. Glad you could join us tonight. And the Rangers trying to get back on the winning side of things. They're 4-2 on this trip, which is a good start. They have some work to do, and they'd like to get back to the W's here tonight, and they send the 32-year-old veteran left-hander Joe Saunders out to the mound.
Well, Joe Saunders is going to be making his sixth start against this Minnesota Twins ball club, and he's looking to get back on track. He's only had one outing all year long, and that's due to a stress fracture in his ankle to a line drive ball in his first start off of Evan Longoria's bat in Tampa. So he's looking to get back on track here in Minnesota.
Joe Saunders had 4 rehab assignments, 2 at AA, 2 at AAA, and he said he's ready to go. He's raring to go. He's got everything in order, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out here tonight as he takes on a familiar foe in the Minnesota Twins. It'll be Alex Rios, the DH tonight. He and his Ranger teammates getting ready to start a new win streak. We'll have more for you from Target Field coming up right after this. Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Take the EcoBoost Challenge to see why Ford is the best in Texas. by AT&T Uverse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PIC-ATT. Rethink possible. By the all-new Mazda 3 with seamless connectivity. And by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. The Rangers looking at a great evening here at Target Field and trying to get a W under their belts as we are better than halfway through this road trip. Before we get things started tonight, let's sit down to the field, and John Reitigan is standing by. John?
Yeah, Buzz, Joe Saunders told me that he sounded like a country music star when he said he's itching and twitching to get back out there. Says he may have to calm himself down. He's so excited. What's he so excited about his stuff right now? Because of a minor mechanical change made under the guidance of Brad Holman, the Rangers' AAA pitching coach.
It's just a little tweak here and there that makes the world of difference. And why I didn't figure that out myself before is it probably puts me in my place. But it's a great help, and he did wonders for me.
And what is the change?
It's just a little mechanical tweak.
Yeah.
It's just a little mechanical tweak, staying back over the rubber. Getting more level rather than rushing towards home plate. Just simple stuff like that.
Yeah. It's amazing how simple some of those changes can be and how dramatic their effect can be. He'll be out there in just a moment. In fact, the whole team will be in just a moment. We bring you starting lineups in the first pitch from Target Field in Minnesota for Game 3 right after this.
Field as they have been for the first two games of this series, and back out tonight, hoping to get the Rangers back on the winning track. We'll take a look at the Rangers starting lineup tonight, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Shin-Soo Choo again playing left field and leading off. Elvis Andrus at short. Mitch Moreland is at first base tonight. Adrian Beltre is at third. Alex Rios the DH. Michael Choice in right field. Leonis Martin in center. Batting eighth and catching Robinson Chirinos. And Luis Sardinas gets the start at second. He will bat ninth.
The Sonic scouting report on the right-hander Kyle Gibson. He's got a 4-4 record with a 4.68 ERA this year, and he started the season off with 3 straight wins, but since then he's just got 1 win in his last 6 outings.
He is a long, tall drink of water at 6'6". He goes 220 pounds, and college teammate of Nick Tepish down at University of Missouri. Missouri Tigers. They must have had a pretty good pitching staff down there. They had those two guys and Aaron Crow, and they should have won the College World Series about 3 times with him down there.
They should have won everything. Those guys down there.
Now we'll take a look at the Minnesota defense behind the right-hander tonight, and Josh Willingham out in left field. Santana is in center. He had Aaron Hicks, but apparently that's changed. Oswaldo Arcia is in right. Mauer at first, Dozier and Escobar up the middle. Eduardo Nunez gets the start at third tonight, and Kurt Suzuki is catching. So Shin-Soo Choo getting ready to step in and start this ball game tonight. Choo having a little tough time here on this road trip, and specifically here in Minnesota. Kyle Gibson to the wind. The first pitch of the night is hit hard up the middle, but it comes up to the shortstop Escobar. He recovers and throws out Choo for out number 1. You know, Shin-Soo not wasting any time. Well, he pounded one up the middle, but ball came up, and Escobar stayed with it nicely.
Choo smoked this first fastball, first pitch that he saw. Trying to go right up the middle with it. And that's when you know he's swinging the bat well. Up the middle the other way. Gets the bat head out, drills it up the middle. One hopper. The shortstop's glove, but he was able to recover from it.
Now, one away. Here is Elvis Andrus. Elvis steps in, hitting at .260, a couple of home runs, and 14 driven in. Brings in a 4-game hitting streak, and the first pitch from Kyle Gibson is low for ball 1. Right-hander back to the plate, and the strike at the knees, and that's a critical call for Kyle Gibson. If he starts getting the low pitches called strikes tonight, it generally is a pretty good omen for him.
It is. You know, he's not an overpowering guy. He's a sinker baller, likes to keep the ball down, and that's not really a good sign for the opposition. When that sinker ball is able to keep it down at the bottom of the zone, probably going to get a lot of ground balls.
Now the 1-2, and it's outside. And we'll even the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Elvis 8 for 20 in those 4 games that he's hit consecutively in. He also has had no strikeouts in that 4-game span. Good sign, putting the ball in play and putting it in play hard. Kiss of death every single time. Isn't that something?
You knew it was coming, didn't you?
You know what? I'm going to say tonight, neither one of us have won the lottery, the Minnesota lottery. Are they having drawing tonight? We'll see if that works in reverse.
I hope so.
You can see that good sinking action on that fastball from Kyle Gibson.
Yeah, that's tough to pick up when that sinker ball is at the bottom of the zone. You really can't take that pitch, even though it's probably going to sink out of the zone, but sometimes it won't.
And a breaking ball to Mitch Moreland. Bends over the inside corner. It is 0-1. Mitch at .273, a couple of home runs, 21 RBI, and pretty well ensconced in that number 3 spot in Ron Washington's order of things. 1-1. Mitch now making his 5th straight start as the number 3 hitter. Moreland on this trip, just 6 for 27. But as you see, he's an extra base power. Line drive speared by Escobar, leaping to his left. Yeah, great defensive play by the young shortstop. The Rangers set down in order after half inning of play. Rangers 0, the Twins coming up. The Rangers out in order in the top of the first. Now the Twins coming to bat against Joe Saunders this evening. Here's the Minnesota lineup. Ron Gardenhire has Brian Dozier leading off, and then it's the first baseman Joe Mauer. Trevor Plouffe is the DH tonight. He's batting third. Oswaldo Arcia is in right field, the cleanup hitter. Josh Willingham is in left. Kurt Suzuki catches and hits sixth. The third baseman is Eduardo Nunez this evening. Eduardo Escobar is short, batting eighth, and Danny Santana, the center fielder, bats ninth.
And the Sonic scouting report on Joe Saunders. Been pitched since April 4th, went 3 2/3 innings, a 3.8 ERA in his rehab assignment. And Joe Saunders, one of the things he does best is keeps the ball down in the zone. That's when he's being effective. You know, he's not going to, throw anything by anybody, not going to walk a lot of hitters, but he's got to keep the ball down in the zone to be effective.
Well, Brian Dozier leading off, and first ball swinging. It's down the left field line, a fair ball, and it's going to be extra base. And Chu will play the carom and into second base with a leadoff two-bagger is Brian Dozier. Second time in these 3 games that he has gone up there and wailed on the first pitch that he's seen in the ballgame.
Dozier obviously likes that first pitch fastball. He's looking for something up and in, and he gets it up and in. And he yanks it right down the third baseline past the drawn-in Adrian Beltre. Not a whole lot AB can do on that ball. And Dozier continues to hit the ball hard here in this series.
So immediately the Twins begin with a runner in scoring position for Joe Mauer. Mauer, a .283 hitter. A couple of home runs, 15 RBI. First pitch by Saunders is a fastball poured right through there for strike one. Saunders has had pretty good luck against Joe Mauer. You can say that 1 for 11. That's an .091 figure. But as we mentioned last night, Mauer, a different hitter with runners in scoring position. Last night we said that. Again, the kiss of death got to him. Alexio Gondo caught him looking at a fastball right down the middle.
We should keep using that philosophy against these guys.
There's no way you can get him out in this situation.
Too good a hitter.
0-1 the count to Joe Mauer. Dozier being dogged a little bit at second by Elvis Andrus. Rip and a miss. It's 0-2. You're talking about Saunders being down in the zone.
You look at the pitches that he throws that are down. He's got some movement, moving away. They'll sink a little bit. That's the kind of pitches that you want to have, and that's what Joe Saunders needs to do to be effective. We see what happens when he gets that ball up in the zone, and when you're doing that against major league hitters, they're going to hit it. They're usually not going to miss him.
Tried the hard breaking ball and couldn't get Mauer to offer at it. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mauer has done most of his offensive damage at home this year, even though he's not had a lot of home runs in this ballpark. As a matter of fact, last year his 11 home runs were the most he has had since this park opened in 2010. 1-2 pitch. Pulled to the right side. Sardinas up with it and on to first. On to third goes Dozier. He is there now with 1 out. And Trevor Plouffe coming up. And we'll take a look at the Ranger defense. Tonight it's brought to you by DeMontron RV. Shin-Soo Choo in left, Jonas Martin in center. Michael Choice to start in right field. Mitch Moreland at first. You saw Luis Sardinas at second. Elvis Andrus at short. Adrian Beltre at third. And Robinson Chirinos to start behind the plate. Now, one away here is Trevor Plouffe, who is handling the DH chores tonight for Ron Gardenhire's team. Pretty good pitch on the first pitch by Joe Saunders. Jammed him with a fastball. It's 0-1. Plouffe, who started the first 2 games of the series, at third. So he is their team leader with those 30 runs driven in. Saunders working from the stretch with the runner at third. The pitch floats outside. A ball and a strike. Twins have won 7 of their last 10 home games. They're a game over 500 this year here at Target Field. Back to the plate is Saunders, and another fastball right in on his fist, and Plouffe now down in a 1-2 hole. So Saunders has gotten himself to a potential strikeout situation. A guy like Saunders, a guy that doesn't have overpowering stuff, you probably wouldn't think about the strikeout until you got just 2 strikes.
Right.
And now you can start thinking about it.
Yeah, you definitely do. And, you know, he's not going up there thinking, hey, I'm going to strike Plouffe out here. I just want to keep him in the infield.
Trying to get him to bite at that breaking ball and couldn't do it. It's 2-2.
Yeah, so once he gets into 2 strikes, then, and especially ahead in the count 1 and 2, he's got a pitch or 2 to play with and try to get him to swing at his pitch.
Saw Brian Dozier, the runner, down at third. 1 out, a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Trevor Plouffe. Saunders sets at the belt and the pitch. Got him swinging. Pulled the string, and he got Plouffe out in front. Big strikeout for Joe Saunders. There are 2 away.
Great pitch by Joe Saunders. He's looking to get him out front, to get Plouffe out front. And if he's going to do anything, if he's going to put that ball in play, maybe he'll roll over to third baseman Adrian Beltre and be able to keep that runner from scoring from third base. But he got him way out in front and missed it completely. So great piece of pitching by Joe Saunders.
Well, throwing those first 2 fastballs right in on his knuckles really set that changeup up. Did a great job of locating it. So 2 gone. Here's Oswaldo Arcia. Power hitting right fielder. A big rip and a miss. Saw Arcia the other night against a left-hander have some struggles with that breaking ball. And, you know, you would figure a young player like this probably going to be undisciplined, especially against a left-hander.
Yeah, most young players, young hitters, have trouble with that breaking ball because they haven't really seen a major league breaking ball consistently.
And he's 0 for 2 on it.
You know, especially lefty on lefty. That's very tough. And you've got the wily old veteran out here in Mr. Saunders that knows what to do against those young left-hand hitters.
Yeah, and, you know, we've talked about left-handed matchups and the difficulty some left-handers have when they don't get the ball away far enough. I don't think you're going to see that with Saunders. And he doesn't. He throws from 3, each one successively further away, and Arcia down on strikes. Good job of working around a leadoff double by Joe Saunders. 1 left, on to the second, no score. Field at Globe Life Park in Arlington. Well, now's your chance. You can support the Rangers Foundation and have a once-in-a-lifetime experience at Rangers Fantasy Camp. That's coming up September 18th through the 21st. Take the field in Major League uniforms with your favorite Rangers. Maybe Mark McLemore will be there. For more information, visit TexasRangers.com/foundation. You won't be playing the outfield, though. You're on the infield, right?
I'm not going to be playing. If I do, I'm going to have to use somebody else's body for that.
No, they can work on that. It's amazing what they can do these days, you know. Adrian Beltre starting off the Rangers' second inning. 2-0 the count to Adrian, a .288 hitter. Line to left field. That sends Willingham back just shy of the warning track, and he puts it away. Sounded like Adrian got that ball down toward the trademark a little bit, and he lines softly to left field, one away. Well, Gibson has retired 4 straight, and now he will face Alex Rios, the Rangers DH tonight. I don't think there's a hotter hitter in baseball. If there is, he may be in the next league up. Alex, .330, that's 3rd in the American League. Rios hitting over 500 on this road trip. How about 519? And this is the 7th game. We're not talking about just 2 or 3 days.
Right.
And he's 14 for 27. Check swing, and the appeal will go down to first. Yeah, Jerry Lane bringing up that right fist. No balls and 2 strikes.
When you look at what he's done, you know, over the last couple of weeks, you know, his average had dropped under 300 for the first time all year. And to put 30 points on it at this stage of the season, it's pretty impressive.
You know, he's gone on a good breaking ball from Kyle Gibson, and that's out number 2, the second strikeout for Gibson tonight.
Gibson goes after Rios with a nice slider down and away, and it just keeps breaking. Starts out over about the middle part of the plate, and then just breaks off about 6 inches off the end. And Rios just wasn't able to hold up on that.
I've got to remind you, this is the first time that any of the Ranger hitters have seen Kyle Gibson. He had not faced him in regular season play, and since Twins they train in Minnesota, in Fort Myers, Florida. Chances that any Rangers saw him at all in spring training are pretty limited. 0-1 the count to Michael Choice. Now 0-2.
And you know, the advantage in this kind of a situation definitely goes to the pitcher. And I'm sure the guys that, you know, were in the clubhouse watching video, but it's totally different once you get in that box. You may know what he throws, but until you actually see it, the arm angle and the backdrop, it's totally different.
Now Gibson backing off the back of the pitching rubber. Yeah, it probably depends on what kind of a day you catch him on, too. What you see in video may not be the same guy that's out there on the mound.
You're right.
Could be worse, could be better.
You're right. There are a lot of factors that go into it.
Line drive knocked down by Nunez at third into foul territory, and Michael Choice is going to have a well-earned single. That could very easily have been extra bases if that ball gets by Nunez, but Michael Choice becomes the first Ranger base runner of the night.
Michael Choice crushes this hanging breaking ball out over the middle of the plate, up in the zone, and most major league hitters are not going to miss that pitch, and Michael Choice crushes it off Nunez's glove down here at third base. So Michael Choice continuing to swing a hot bat. Everything that he's been hitting lately has been pretty hard and right on the screws.
Nunez will testify to that. The ball almost took his glove off. Oh, man on first with 2 outs. Here's Leonys Martin. 271 the average for the Rangers center fielder, who takes inside and low for ball 1. Leonys scuffling a bit in this month of May. The 22 games that he has played in the month, I think just 227. And this is a guy that finished the month of April with a 308 average. Way inside, it's 2-0. Leonys just 3 for his last 20. But he has driven in some big runs, and that's the important thing. Scuffle average-wise, if you're still driving in runs, that's about as good a contribution as you can make.
That's what you want. You want run production. Either score runs or drive them in, one way or the other.
To left field, Willingham going back. The ball carrying away from him. It's one hop and off the wall. Choice is going to be held at third. Gary Pettis with the stop sign. That ball got to the wall so quickly and left over Willingham's head that you couldn't try and score Michael Choice. But a double going the other way for Leonys Martin and the Rangers with runners at second and third and another 2-out rally.
That hit there just might help Leonys Martin. He gets a tailing fastball and he takes it the other way. Didn't try to roll over on it, didn't try to pull it. He went with it, and going the other way usually helps guys get back into that rhythm that they want to be in. And hits it over the left fielder's head, but not enough to get Choice home from first base.
So a single, a double with 2 outs, and now Robinson Chirinos an opportunity to get the Rangers out in front. Takes that first pitch inside for ball 1. Chirinos a .219 hitter, a couple of home runs, 9 RBI. Robinson has seen his playing time cut a little bit by Chris Jimenez. Jimenez off to such a hot start, and he has been doing a lot of the catching of late. And now Gibson missing with a couple of pitches, and out to the mound goes Kurt Suzuki.
Suzuki trying to manage the game right here, not wanting to let things get out of hand after getting 2 quick outs. All of a sudden, Gibson finds himself in just a little bit of trouble. Runners on second and third.
And you get down toward the bottom of the order, you're really doing these guys a favor by getting behind them, aren't you, as a pitcher?
Oh, no, there's no question. Now they've got the ability. He can take a pitch and even take 2 pitches and just see what happens with him.
The 2-0 pitch, and that is a called strike on the inside corner. A 2-1 to Robinson. Chirinos 3 out of 8 on this series. Steel pitch tracker showing you a pretty well located tailing and sinking fastball. The 2-1 pitch. Now 2-2. Numbers for Chirinos on this road trip: a couple of doubles and 1 driven in.
You know, that sinker looks very, very enticing. It looks like you can hit it, especially when it's down. But man, the bottom usually falls out of it and you miss it.
Got him swinging. Well, Gibson follows up a single double with a strikeout. The Rangers gone in the second. 2 runs and 2 left, or 2 hits and 2 left. On to the bottom of inning number 2, still no score. For you to tweet your photo, and maybe you'll get it shown on one of our upcoming broadcasts. That's all thanks to the good folks at AT&T. Simply use hashtag Southwest Fan Photo, and your photo might be selected to be aired on one of the upcoming broadcasts. We will show you our selection for tonight a little bit later on in the game. Bottom of the second inning, scoreless ball game. Josh Willingham to lead things off against Joe Saunders. Willingham to be followed by Kurt Suzuki and Eduardo Nunez. First pitch, a fastball, thigh high on the inside corner, strike 1. Willingham 208 with the average. 6 matchups against Joe Saunders in his career. Willingham a couple of hits. And he takes the next pitch a little bit low and inside. Saunders worked around a leadoff double in the first inning, getting a ground out and 2 very big strikeouts. Keep the Twins off the board. And that pitch again inside to Willingham. And the count moves to 2-1. Willingham 0 for 7 in this series, and this is his first series back since being on the disabled list. Pitch floats outside, and now Saunders in a pretty big hole to Willingham with 3 balls and a strike. Saunders to the wind. 3-1 pitch is chopped foul. It's like Joe Saunders has a pretty lively fastball tonight too. Maybe not velocity wise, but some good tailing action.
Yeah, he does. And velocity wise, actually it's pretty good. A little bit harder than what I remember. And what I like about what he's doing so far, he's mixing it up, moving it inside, moving it outside, not staying in one place too much.
Payoff pitch outside, ball 4. Saunders losing Willingham on that 3-2 pitch. First walk of the game. And again, the leadoff man aboard for the Twins, as he was in the first inning. Now Kurt Suzuki coming up. Ron Washington, well, he knows what Joe Saunders can do. Now it's a matter of, is he ready to do that? Not being in shape, but just having the rust knocked off from not competing at the big league level. It's hard to tell for anybody, I guess, how a guy is going to react to coming off the disabled list, coming off an ankle fracture, and even with the rehab assignments, you can't duplicate what you feel in these situations. Suzuki bluffing a bunt. That had Adrian Beltre charging down the line from third. 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, that's tough for anybody to predict, and every player is different, every pitcher is different, every position player is different once you come back from the disabled list. How long is it going to take them to get back into that rhythm, to get back into that groove and feel good and be able to do the things that they were doing before they went on the disabled list?
Saunders with a 1-0 pitch. And that is on the inside corner. It's 1-1. Yeah, even a veteran like Saunders, he probably didn't have a real specific idea about how he was going to react to it, but he'll settle into it pretty quickly. It was interesting hearing him talk about the little mechanical adjustment he made and how big that was for him. And that's kind of a mind over matter deal. I don't know how much it actually did mechanically, but he felt better about it. So that was a big change.
And that's all that matters, what's going through that player's mind. How do they feel? Do they feel confident in their abilities? Do they feel confident in an adjustment that they made? It's all about what they think, what they're thinking at the time they're out there on that field.
2 balls and a strike to Suzuki with Willingham at first. Now 2-2. Suzuki, the veteran catcher, originally with the Oakland Athletics, spent a year over with Washington, went back to Oakland, and now here in Minnesota. Well, he's gotten off to a great start, that .297 average. He's also second in the team with 27 RBI. 2-2 pitch. Call strike 3. Inside corner, a little comeback fastball, and Suzuki caught window shopping. 1 gone.
Another nice pitch by Joe Saunders, coming back on the inside part of the plate. It looks like it's a little inside. You see Chirino setting up on the inside part of the plate, and Saunders hits his spot. That ball comes back out over the inside part of the plate for a strike, but that's what you want to do. You want to be able to execute pitches when you need to, and so far, Joe Saunders has been doing that.
Boy, and that steel pitch tracker showing you that was right on the edge. Talk about a pitcher's pitch. Goodness, here's our steel pitch tracker. Well, 1 away. Here's Eduardo Nunez, the third baseman. And Saunders will go to work on Josh Willingham. Just a reminder that he had not forgotten about him. Nunez, a .257 hitter, a home run, 5 driven in. Spelling Trevor Plouffe over there at third base this evening. Nunez appeared in last night's ball game. He was 1 for 3 in the series. Fair ball down the third baseline, and coming off the small wall, Chu over to play the carom. Stopping at third is Willingham, into second with a double, Eduardo Nunez. And again, The Twins threatening against Joe Saunders and the Rangers.
Eduardo Nunez swings the bat well, especially against left-handers. And Joe Saunders tries to go down and away, but missed that location. That ball came back out over the middle of the plate, and Nunez pulls it down that line past AB, who that ball's scorched. AB, not a whole lot he can do about it. And another double.
The second double of the game for the Twins. Dozier had a leadoff double in the first. Second and third, one out. Switch hitting Eduardo Escobar with the Ranger infield playing maybe halfway with Willingham at third, who doesn't have great speed, but that allows Elvis Andrus and Luis Sardinas to play just in front of double play depth and still have a chance, if the ball is hit at them reasonably hard, to have a play at home.
Yeah, this allows, gives the middle infielders a little bit more room, a little bit more range. So if that ball is hit pretty hard, they will have a play at home if Willingham decides to come home.
Check swing. It's a foul ball, and the count moves to 0-2. Well, both times now, Saunders has had a runner at third and less than 2 out. He's been able to jump out in front of the count. In the first inning was Trevor Plouffe. Here in the second inning, it's Eduardo Escobar. And again, Saunders now can maybe think about going for the strikeout. He was able to get Plouffe swinging in the first. See what he does here with Eduardo Escobar. And Robinson Chirinos was the one that asked for time before that pitch. Our steel pitch tracker showing you that last one up and in and caused the check swing foul. Saunders working from the stretch. The 0-2. Tried down and in. Tried that comeback fastball again and couldn't quite get the bottom of the strike zone.
Well, I like what Saunders is doing so far. He's going inside. I like pitchers that work inside. Doesn't necessarily have to be a strike, but you've got to establish that inside part of the plate and let that hitter know that, hey, I'm going to come in there from time to time whenever I want.
Breaking ball. Good job by Chirinos to block that ball, keep it out in front of home plate. And the count now evens out at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It's a great block by Chirinos. You see he drops down on his knees and doesn't try to catch it, doesn't try to pick it. He just tries to get that body in front of it, close up all the holes, and block that ball and keep it out front so the runner in third can't advance and score.
So right back to Saunders, and they've got Willingham in a rundown. Chirinos will run him all the way back to third and makes the tag as Willingham just stops. Nunez had come over from second to third. That's the way you run that play. You just keep running that runner back and let him shake hands down there at third if you want.
That's it. Very nicely done by Saunders. And what I like about it, no offense, Buzz, but I like for that pitcher to give the ball up to those infielders, because that's what they do every day.
Right.
So Saunders gets Willingham to stop, gives it up to AB. AB, one throw. Chirinos notices and sees that, hey, there are 2 runners at one base, so I'm going to hold on to it and just run them both back.
Yeah, no offense taken on that. I agree with you 100%. That's not a pitcher's strong suit. Let's put it that way.
Pitcher's pitch.
Yeah. Now give that ball to somebody who's used to doing that stuff. And get out of the way. I'll go back and back up somebody. That's what pitchers do well. So a very big 2 outs now. Runners at the corners. And Danny Santana, the switch hitting center fielder, is at the plate. He takes a breaking ball that just misses the inside corner. 1 ball and no strikes. Santana, just 12 games this year, but he has fared very well, hitting at .344 with 3 RBI. This young man, the heir apparent, or at least he was the heir apparent to the shortstop job. He's only 23, but all of a sudden Eduardo Escobar got an opportunity to play shortstop too, and he has been going like a house of fire.
He's not let it go. He's not giving it up. He's swinging the bat really well, playing some solid defense up the middle. And right now he's getting that nod.
Yep. Saunders peering in for the signs, picks out one, and he's ready for the 1-0 pitch. And he will keep Escobar reasonably close at first. Look at the Ranger defense with 2 outs now. Middle of the infield back at normal depth. Adrian Beltre because of Santana's ability to run, has to play within a step or so of even with the bag. Saunders, a belt high set to the plate. Now 2-0 the count. I would think if you're Joe Saunders, you got to kind of pinch yourself and say, wait a minute, it's nice to be alert about Escobar at first and his speed. I got to get this number 9 hitter.
Got to. There's no way you want to walk this number 9 hitter. You want to make him put the ball in play. If Escobar takes second base, he takes second base. I've still got to get this number 9 hitter.
Now the 2-0. And 3 balls and no strikes. Saunders missing badly up and away. Now Santana is able to reach and prolong this second inning. Take the Twins back to the top of the order for Brian Dozier. Joe Saunders just passing the 30 pitch mark the first 2 innings. Left-hander with a 3-0. And that is right down the middle. Santana had 1 at bat in last night's game, but 0 for 1. He was the one that hit that little squibber that won the game for the Twins on the third base side, and Joaquin Soria bounced off the mound and couldn't find the handle of a ball that was spinning like crazy. Picked it up, dropped it, picked it up, dropped it, stepped on it, said, "How the heck with it." And that was the end of the ball game. Now the 3-1. 3-2. Well, the count has gone full, and that means Escobar at first will be off and moving with the next delivery by Joe Saunders. And Escobar at first, Nunez over at third. Saunders again trying to work out of a pretty tough situation. A check of first, the payoff pitch. Fouled away. We'll reset and try it again. Our steel pitch tracker showing you numbers 4, 5, and 6 after Joe had fallen behind on 3 consecutive pitches out of the strike zone. Those are right near the middle square. Saunders okays the sign. The left-hander's ready to go. Another 3-2 pitch. And another foul ball. So Joe pitching for the first time at the big league level since April the 4th. The 4th game of the season for the Rangers. That first game in Tampa Bay, the first road game of the year. And Evan Longoria wrapped the shot right off his ankle. Another 3-2. Same result.
Well, Escobar's getting the work out over there at first base.
Good for him. He's a young guy.
Oh, he can handle it.
Santana's trying to wear out his opposition at shortstop. That's smart. That's smart young man. I'll make
Smart
him run a little bit.
baseball
Yeah.
right there.
Saunders again, a check of first. Inside and low, ball 4. He took the changeup down and in, and that loads the bases for Brian Dozier. It makes the skipper take a little walk down the other end of the dugout. Now Robinson Chirinos out to have a little chat as Mike Maddox comes out to the mound to kind of reset things. So Saunders nodding in agreement. And Robinson Chirinos getting a little fist bump there to the chest. A reminder there that Brian Dozier ambushed the first pitch of the ballgame that he saw for a double. So, well, we probably don't want to do that again.
Probably not in this situation right here. Let's maybe stay down and away.
Yeah, that would be good. But if you're ever in doubt, that's always good. To anybody. Well, here we go. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Saunders from the stretch. And he threw a changeup that floated off the outside corner for ball 1. Dozier with that double leading things off is now hitting at 251. And with runners in scoring position, just about the same average-wise. 17 of his 26 RBI have come in these situations. Little number foul down the third base line. Will come back and a ball and a strike. Well, 2 changeups, back-to-back changeups, and you see the difference in the swings that Dozier had at those, or at that one, as compared to the first fastball he saw.
Changeup makes a difference. It's that equalizer.
Yep. Got Nunez down at third, Eduardo Escobar at second, and Danny Santana, the runner, at first. 1 ball, 1 strike. Good pitch in on the fist, and it's 1-2. Had a gentleman right back here, and that ball go right through his fingers, and I think it took a finger with it. No, it didn't. I take it back. He's going to dip it in his soft drink, make sure the swelling gets down.
It amazes me. People don't realize that ball's coming hard. It hurts.
Yeah, they don't feel very good.
You know, there's a reason those guys out there have leather on their hands.
Down and in again. Chirinos having to block that pitch from Saunders. 2-2 now. Joe Saunders had to work in this inning. He's up to 43 pitches now. And Dozier 0 for 3 with the bases full this year. Joe's ready. The 2-2 pitch. Just outside. The count is full. No place now to put Dozier. Ron Washington, that's one of the times when the manager is completely helpless. 3-2 with 2 outs. The runners will be winding up and taking off with the next pitch. Saunders sets. The payoff pitch. Left field and hit well. Martin over in the alley. Leonis Martin in front of the 377 marker hauls it in, and Joe Saunders able to escape a very tough situation. 3 left on board on a hit and a couple of walks. On to the third, no score. MLB.com at bat on your favorite mobile phone or tablet. Get live look-ins, instant replay, scores, stats, audio, free MLB.tv game of the day, and a whole lot more. Download at the App Store or visit TexasRangers.com today. Luis Sardinas leading off for the Rangers here in the third inning. He takes high and outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Sardinas, the switch hitter, up there from the left side of the plate against the right-hander, Kyle Gibson. Comes back with a strike. It's 1-2. Sardinas at 273 with the average. One hit in his last 6 times to the plate. Next pitch from Gibson. That's flared out of play on the left. Sardinas making his 6th start overall at second base. He and Rougned Odor went for a while of pretty much trading off, playing equally, but Rougned got pretty hot. High and tight, spins him around. Sardinas out of the batter's box. 2-2.
I think that's what Wash is going to be looking for. Obviously, he wants the hot bats out there, especially at a time when the offense wasn't clicking before this road trip. But Odor's been swinging the bat very, very well. But he's also got to get Sardinas in there and make sure he keeps him fresh as well.
Foul back to the screen. And that's not always an easy thing to do, is it? Especially with young players?
No, not at all. It's hitting is all about timing, as you know. And it's tough to keep that timing, especially for a young player, because they haven't done it long enough to figure out how to do it.
I don't think that's ball 4 yet. Sardinas thought it was. Really was taken off toward first, and
wow.
don't point up at Pat Hoberg saying, "Now come on back here."
Oh, that's going to cost him. Look at the guys over
sure
there.
Is.
That's going to cost him.
There's your veteran leader right there.
You know it. They could not wait for the next Kangaroo Court.
Yeah. Now it is now 3-2. Left center field hit pretty well. Willingham going back. He will catch up with it right in front of the warning track. And Sardinas probably would have rather gotten on base so he didn't have to go back to the dugout right now.
Definitely. And it's going to cost him even more because he got out.
So that could be partially mitigated if you got a base hit. Partially. Partially.
Yeah, you'll only get fined once. Now, since he got out, he's going to get fined twice.
A couple of them.
Yes.
Do you get fined also for embarrassing the ball club? Is that an extra fine on there?
That is definitely an extra fine. He's got a few fines. Number one, he was late for the season.
That's true.
So that's definitely going to hurt.
Didn't show up until mid-May sometime.
Right.
Back to the top of the order. Shin-Soo Choo. Look out. Shin-Soo burying his nose looking maybe for an outside pitch, and he reacted a little bit late on that high-side fastball.
Yeah, just a little bit late. If that was going to hit him, it would have got him. Yikes.
Choo last year, 26 times he was plunked by a pitch, and I think you can see why right there. He just goes into the ball pretty well. He's leading the American League this year, too. And that pitch outside. So 3-0, and Choo, one of his specialties, getting on base somehow, any way he can possibly do it. Walks fine. 3-1 the count. Choo coming into play today with a .424 on base percentage. That's good for second in the American League. 3-1 pitch, and he takes another strike. 3-2. So Choo trying to get aboard here with one out. Elvis Andrus, the Rangers shortstop, will follow. Scoreless ball game. We play in the top of the third inning. Each team with a pair of hits tonight. Gibson with a payoff pitch. Rolled over a ground ball to the right side that Mauer has. Underhands to Gibson covering. Choo retired. 2 away for Andrus. Now before Elvis comes up, let's take time for a Mazda game break with Jim Knox. Jim. All right, Jim, thank you. Now here's Elvis. Strikeout victim back in the first inning. Checked swing on a pretty sharp slider from Kyle Gibson. It is 1-0. Elvis having a good road trip. Came in hitting .333 in the first 6 games of this trip. Takes a strike all the way there. That 4-game hitting streak, we mentioned a 400 average for those games. Gibson to the wind. And he hits the outside corner. Elvis didn't think so. He kind of walks away with his head shaking. Pat Hoberg, the home plate umpire, deciding that was a strike. And our steel pitch tracker showing you, yeah, got the outside corner. Barely. 1-2. Elvis able to check his swing on the slower breaking ball from Gibson. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Elvis, over a little bit longer haul, has had hits in 8 of his last 9 ball games. Gibson shakes the sign off, nods, now goes to the wind. And Elvis staying alive, pokes it back out of play. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rangers coming into play, still the highest road batting average of any team in Major League Baseball, 285. Just on this trip, the first 6 games of this trip, they've hit 338 combined. That's doing some thumping.
That's swinging some wood there.
We'll try another 2-2 pitch. 6 games, the first 6 games of this road trip, 45 runs scored. Ron Washington has seen a resurgence, and he said guys finally are just understanding what the situation is, playing for the team, and let's just do what we can. They get on a roll and they pump each other up and say, let's go out and do it again tonight. 3-2 the count to Elvis. Andrews trying to get aboard for Mitch Moreland, who will follow him in the order. Gibson to the wind. The payoff pitch is on the way. Got him swinging. Good breaking ball on 3-2, and Andrews strikes out for the second time tonight, and he's a little bit hot under the collar. 3 up, 3 down. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Rangers nothing, Twins nothing. Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. Now, bottom of the third inning, Joe Saunders back to the hill. Beautiful evening here in Minneapolis. The temperature in the low 70s. Just a light breeze drifting in from left field tonight, keeping things very comfortable. Mauer will start things off. Joe Mauer, the first baseman, grounded out to second base in the first inning. And he's going to hit a one-hop shot this time to Sardinas again at second base. So 1 pitch, 1 away for Joe Saunders. Mauer went through a streak against the Rangers coming into the first game of the series. He'd been 0 for 20 against Ranger pitching. And I can't imagine him having a longer streak against anybody. I mean, he doesn't have overs.
No, he doesn't. And they're doing something right, obviously, to be able to keep Joe Mauer in check.
Now, one pitch, one away. Here's Trevor Plouffe, who struck out the first time he faced Saunders and takes inside for ball one. Plouffe came up in the first inning with Brian Dozier at third base and one out. And Saunders worked him over pretty good, got him on a 2-2 changeup. Good tailing fastball. It's 1-1. Now, Plouffe hitting at 242. Our steel pitch tracker showing you that. Good Saunders fastball down and away. Tried the back door with the hook and missed. 2-1. Plouffe 1 for 9 in the series against the Rangers. That ball is scorched but foul down the left side. Well, that off-speed pitch stayed up and was screaming, "Hit me," all the way to the plate. And Plouffe complied and just pulled the trigger a little bit early. Not a kind month of May for Trevor Plouffe, hitting just 186. Saunders to the wind, the 2-2. Now a full count. And despite that tough month of May, Plouffe still tied for the league lead in doubles. He has 18 of them. Saunders with the 3-2 pitch. We'll come back and try it again. Our steel pitch tracker showing you the varied locations of Saunders' 6 pitches to Trevor Plouffe.
Looks like from the numbers that Plouffe hitting 186 for the month of May. Whenever he hit it, it was probably a double.
Yeah. Another 3-2 and a ground ball to short. Comes up nicely for Elvis, who straightens and fires to Moreland. 2 gone. Well, Saunders gets a couple of ground balls. And quick reminder to join Southwest Airlines in celebrating the arrival of Nonstop Love. Go to southwest.com/RangersLove to enter to win round trip tickets. Well, 3 in a row now retired by Joe Saunders. Here's Oswaldo Arcia. Arcia went down swinging at 3 pitches, and there's the 4th consecutive breaking ball that he saw, and the first one he didn't swing at.
Something tells me he's going to see a lot of those from Saunders.
I would think so. 1-0 pitch. And they came back with the fastball, and it's off the plate inside, 2-0. Well, Arcia started the season in on the big club and had a stint on the DL. Was activated from that, went and optioned to AAA to get himself back into game shape. Went down to AAA and hit .312 down there. And of course, the Twins called him right back up.
This is going to hurt for a little while. Not like doing that as a batter. He hit the wrong leg, the one without the shin guard.
Yeah, he hit the back leg.
It's tough to do.
That's not well planned out.
I didn't think about that one too much. I wonder if Mr. Saunders is going to throw the same pitch in there again.
Well, get him in and give him the opportunity if he wants to. Came with an off-speed pitch and hung it a little bit, but caught the inside corner. 2-2 now. I don't think Arcia was interested in swinging at anything on the inside.
No.
Even a hanger. 2-2 pitch. Sky-high pop-up, foul territory. Both Beltre and Chirinos. Beltre right at the edge of the railing, I should say, of the Rangers dugout, and it bounds out of play. We'll come back and try it again. Benji Molina trying to give Beltre some. I take it back. He felt like Beltre was on his own. He was helping out Robinson Chirinos.
Yeah, that's exactly
helping out the catcher. Yeah, Larry, and you're on your own. You're almost as old as I am, so you've been around long enough. Saunders to the line, another 2-2 pitch. Now it's a full count. Now, if Arcia is able to keep this third inning alive, Josh Willingham, the number 5 hitter in the order, is waiting in the on-deck circle. Arcia back in there, hitting out of a slightly open stance. Payoff pitch. Little looping drive. Beltre can't get to it. It's into left field for a base hit. Arcia had a couple of hits last night. Has his first safety of the evening, a 2-out looper to left. And Willingham indeed will get an at-bat in this inning.
Well, Saunders makes a really good pitch on Arcia. Jams him, but Arcia is a big, strong kid. And was able to muscle that through the shift to infield. Just past the outreach glove of Mr. Beltre. Yikes. It's not a pretty good feeling when you, very good feeling when you make a great pitch on a hitter and he still gets a hit.
Willingham drew a walk first time that he faced Joe Saunders tonight. He takes the pitch outside for ball 1. I think on that last pitch, Joe Saunders was saying, you know, that was a hanger and I could have gotten the ball hit out of the ballpark. I'm just kind of glad it stayed in. Jammed himself on a backup slider. Saunders a check of first. Arcia a very small lead over there, and the pitch is low. The fastball missed. 2 balls and no strikes. Again, Joe Saunders in position to have a fairly quick inning, pitch count wise, but he has let it climb again. He's over 60 pitches now. Not quite through the third inning. The left-hander sets, and the 2-0 pitch. 2-1. It's the first time that Joe Saunders has ever pitched in this ballpark. Last time he faced the Twins on the road, it was in the old Metrodome. Faced the Twins last in 2010, but that was in Anaheim. Line drive to center. Leonis Martin coming on. He loses the ball and stops the plate on a hop. Then tries to throw behind Arcia at second base. Well, Leonis Martin got a good jump on the ball. Looked like he had it in his sights. And then it looked like he lost the ball in the lights. Are there lights right behind home plate?
Yeah, it looks like they come around there, all the way around the stadium here. Can't see up above us, but it looks like they wrap around. And this is one of the few stadiums that does that.
Well, he sure lost it in something. That goes for a base hit. A pair of 2-out singles, runners at first and second, and Kurt Suzuki. They aren't right behind home plate.
No.
I don't know what he lost it in. First pitch to Suzuki floats in for strike 1. That little the sunlight you saw is glaring off the buildings in downtown and reflecting over here. And I don't think he would have lost the ball in the reflected sunlight since it's reflecting off the stadium. But in any event, back-to-back base hits, and 1-1 now the count to Kurt Suzuki. Suzuki called out on strikes in the second inning. Twins now with 4 base hits. They have runners at first and second, 2 outs in the third inning. Saunders okays the sign, a check of the runners. And Suzuki fouls it out of play to the right. 1-2 the count. Suzuki, after that swing, walking across home plate and having a long talk with himself as he kind of meandered around.
That's when you know when a guy misses his pitch and he wants it back.
Kind of chase after it.
Yeah.
And yell at yourself the whole way. Arcia at second, Willingham at first. Suzuki waiting, and Saunders sets. Now 2-2. Suzuki with those 27 RBI. That's the most for catcher in the major leagues this year. Look at the strikeout ratio. Doesn't strike out very often. Victor Martinez, the only one that has struck out fewer times. And that's out of play down the right side. Peeling back about 15 rows. We were talking about last night, Suzuki went through a streak of probably 4 or 5 years where he was strictly a pull hitter, and most of the stuff that he hit hard was pulled to left and left center. He's gone away from that. He started using the whole field, and the low strikeout rate is the result of that. Much tougher out than he ever was. 2-2. Count is full. Joe Saunders struggling here to try and get the final out of this inning. 3-2 to Suzuki with 2 runners aboard. Eduardo Nunez, the number 7 hitter, is waiting to be next if Suzuki keeps this inning alive. Saunders reading the series of signs from Chirinos. The left-hander's ready. Runners on the move. The payoff pitch. Fouled away. Change up from Saunders down, and Suzuki got a piece of it. Steal pitch tracker. I'm telling you, Joe Saunders moving that ball around. Suzuki's had a couple in the middle of the plate to work with. I think that number 5 there, Mac, was the one you were talking about. He was walking out of the batter's box and walking around saying, ooh,
I'm not going to see that again.
Yeah. Another 3-2 coming. Left center field. Playable out there as Leonis Martin calls for a fair catch. Puts it away. And that'll do it. Joe Saunders, a pair of 2-out singles given up, but 2 stranded. We're going to the 4th. No score in Minnesota.
As Alex Rios will come to the plate in this inning. Alex, who is the DH today, and that's generally thought of as a half day off. Alex says he doesn't want a full day or a half day off, really.
You get to rest his legs of standing up in the outfield and running around. I think it's a good thing to, every once in a while to get your rest done. But at the same time, I like playing on the field too. So it's, you kind of get mixed feelings about it, but it's good.
Yeah, it's not bad, especially with an early day game tomorrow. We got a noon start tomorrow around Washington, trying to take everything into account, trying to get guys as much rest as they can, but you can't take the Alex Rios pass out of the lineup right now, guys.
No, you're right, John. I think that's the last thing that Wash would do. You find a way to keep him in there somehow.
Yeah, that's the hottest man on the planet right now.
Yeah.
No, his bat's going to be in there.
He's going to hit third this inning. Right now, Mitch Moreland trying to start off The Ranger fourth by getting aboard. Mitch robbed of a base hit in the first inning by Eduardo Escobar, the shortstop. And Gibson misses inside, so Kyle Gibson behind in the count, now 2-1. Mitch scorched a line drive that looked a sure thing. It was going into left center field, and Escobar a couple of steps to his left and flung himself into the air. Came down with the ball. There's ball 3 inside. So Mitch now hitting in a good hitter's count. 3 balls and 1 strike. Scoreless ball game. Rangers with 2 hits. The Twins with 4 through the first 3 innings. Gibson back to the plate. And Mitch tops it foul. Even on 3-1, that sinker tough to lift in the air. Mitch currently hitting at 271. Take a little time getting back into the box. Now he's ready to go. Gibson checking the sides out from Suzuki. Payoff pitch on the way. In the air, right center field. Hit pretty well. Going back is Santana. He stops just before he gets to the warning track and makes the catch for out number 1. Now the Rangers play the Indians on Sunday, June the 8th, and the first 10,000 kids get a chocolate milk glass courtesy of Dairy Max. Celebrate June Dairy Month at Globe Life Park with this great giveaway, and you can get your tickets at TexasRangers.com. One away. Here's Adrian Beltre, who lined out to left field his first time up there. Rip and a miss. He got the slider on the first pitch. It is 0-1. Beltre with the average at 286. And he's also had a great road trip. Pitch fouled straight back. Adrian coming into play tonight, hitting .391 the first 6 games of this trip. Got his 5th home run of the year on Saturday in Detroit. About Rick Porcello. Well, Beltre asked for time. Step out and think about it for a moment. Now he's back in. No balls, 2 strikes. Gibson to the plate. 1-2. Adrian on a pretty good streak on the road also. He's hit in 11 of his last 12 ball games, and he's done that at a .412 clip. Ground ball off the hands, pulled that foul outside third. We'll come back and try it at 1-2 again.
Because you can see him just how comfortable Beltre is in the batter's box right now. Doesn't matter if it's a left-hander or right-hander, a sinker baller, a curveball thrower. He's just comfortable. He's putting together good quality at bats every time. And that doesn't always mean he's going to get a hit, but just the comfort level and the aggressiveness that he's been showing over these last couple of weeks is the Adrian Beltre we're used to seeing.
That's not real comfortable. You bang one down off your foot, but he's no stranger to that.
Well, I don't know which one's worse. Him fouling the ball off of his foot or the way he knocks the dirt off of his shoes.
That gets pretty violent, too.
It does.
You know, it looks like he almost hits his foot real hard so that he forgets about how bad the foul ball hurt. Smack another part of his foot. Gibson to the line. Another 1-2 pitch. Rolled out to shortstop. Escobar fires on to Mauer. That's out number 2. Now this is what we're talking about. Adrian just fouled one down off his foot. He's out of the batter's box walking around. Watch that. Wham! Boy, if you miss that by just a hair, you're down in pain for a month.
Yes, you're done. Something's going to break it. It's probably not going to be the bat.
Unfortunately, he has very good aim. Oh, 2 away. Here is the Ranger DH, Alex Rios. Rios, a strikeout victim, his first time up there. Takes a breaking ball that nestles in over the inside corner for strike 1. Our forward leaderboard, the active hit streaks in the American League. Michael Brantley with 13 straight. Jose Reyes with the 11. Then Alex Rios at 10. Saw George Springer in there, the hottest Astro of them all. The Astros won again today. They beat Kansas City 9-3, and they swept that series in Kansas City. 0-2 pitch. Rios trying to find a way to get aboard here in this fourth inning. Kyle Gibson has retired the last 6 that he has faced. Another 0-2. Pulled toward the hole. Escobar stops, plants, throws, not in time. Alex Rios just too fast for anybody to make the throw on that one, and he has a base hit with 2 outs. That extends his hitting streak to 11 straight ball games.
Rios is going to find a way to get on base and get a hit, and he's been doing a fantastic job of it. Escobar makes a nice backhand play, but doesn't matter who's over there in that shortstop hole, not there. Not 5 feet out on the grass to throw out Alex Rios.
About right there, Alex started smelling that hit and said, I'll go into third gear and we'll take it from there.
Took him about 4 steps to get down there, too.
And I don't imagine he's going to wait too long to set sail for second. A little slide step by Gibson, and to Michael Choice is low and inside for ball 1. Choice hit a rocket off the glove of the third baseman Nunez his first time up. He was the first Ranger to reach base tonight. Now Michael now back up over 200, 205 the average. And Gibson showing you a pretty quick move to first. Good quick feet and just a little snap throw. Gets the ball to first very quickly.
Yeah, that makes it tough for a base stealer when that pitcher has quick feet like that, because you don't know which way he's going to go. If he makes that herky-jerky move one way or the other, you know, it's going to freeze you just for a split second.
There goes Rios. The pitch is inside. The throw is high. It's into center field. Rios up, going to third. Here comes the throw from Santana. It's off the mark. And Rios, a stolen base, advances on the throwing error by Suzuki. And the Rangers have a runner at third with 2 outs. 10th stolen base of the year for Alex Rios.
You know, Alex is one of the best base stealers in the game. And, you know, one of the things you do as a base stealer, or I like to do, is count those steps. And we talked about his stride. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. He's usually right about 10 steps, and then he starts his slide. Most runners are at 12 steps, and then they start the slide. But that shows you the length of Alex Rios' stride that he has. It's usually 10, and then he starts his slide. So that means he's covering an awful lot of ground.
Wow. No kidding. Michael Choice rip and a miss. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. So Rios now down at third. Kyle Gibson working from the windup now as he checks Rios back. 2-1 pitch in the dirt. A nice block by Kurt Suzuki. 3-1 to Michael Choice. Well, the Rangers who have made a habit of having 2-out rallies on this latest road trip, trying to do it again here in the 4th inning. The 3-1. That's a pretty common theme with a guy like Kyle Gibson with that sinker ball into right-handers.
That is a very common theme there. I'm smiling and probably laughing a little bit about it because I didn't have to worry about that.
That's right.
From the left side. So, man, that's going to leave a mark.
That's something similar to what Michael Choice was saying. I don't know if that was a word-for-word translation or not. And the count is full, and as soon as that stops hurting, Michael Choice will be back in there. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Gibson okays the sign, goes to the line. Slowly chopped down to third. Nunez straightens up, fires to first, and gets Choice by half a step. Well, the Rangers get Rios all the way to third on a base hit, a stolen base, and an error, but strand him after 3.5. The Rangers nothing, the Twins nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. kids every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock right here on Fox Sports Southwest, where it's not about the score, it's about the experience. Now there's a good sized hand. I like that.
Kind of like the nails.
Bottom of the fourth here at Target Field in Minneapolis, a scoreless ball game. Kind of tough to hold stuff with that, though. Inflexible. Bottom third of the Minnesota order. Eduardo Nunez, Eduardo Escobar, and Danny Santana to face Joe Saunders. Saunders has allowed 4 hits, but no damage in the run column yet. And Sanders telling Nunez, well, if your guy can do it, I can do it too. I'm going to get you something inside, and you can just pound that off your front foot. Nunez doubled to left back in the second inning. His average now at 278, leading off here in the fourth. Fastball up and in, and it's a foul ball. So that's dual purpose pitch.
Wow.
Come up and in, get the guy off the plate a little bit, and get a foul ball strike. That's perfect.
That's not bad. See, Saunders, who's been throwing in. Nunez gets the head of that bat around just a little bit. He was trying to hold up, but the head of that bat still came around, and that fastball got a little bit of it, got a little piece of it for a strike.
The 0-2 pitch drifts outside. A ball and 2 strikes now to Nunez. Nunez came on last night as a pinch hitter. 7th inning of that ball game. 1-2 pitch. Well, he got the head of the bat out that time and yanked it foul into and out of the seats down the left field line. Nunez pinch hit in the 7th inning of last night's game, hit a fly ball to center, and then had the game tying RBI in the 9th inning, driving home Oswaldo Arcia from second base with 2 outs. Pops this one foul the other way into the first base stands. Still 1-2. Nunez, a veteran, 34 years of age. 2 for his last 10 times to the plate is Eduardo Nunez. Now 1 veteran to another. The 1-2. And fouled straight back. Saunders now approaching 80 pitches, and it's not like he's been walking people right and left and just throwing pitches that way. A lot of foul balls. Our Steel Pitch Tracker showing you the locations of those last 2. He has had opportunities to do something with. Got him swinging this time. Here's a changeup, and Joe Saunders with the strikeout. That is his 4th of the evening, and that's how the 4th gets underway.
Like you said, Buzz, he's throwing a lot of pitches, but it's doing them fouling off a lot of pitches. And he gets Nunez on a changeup away, hits that spot perfectly. But he's been around the plate. He's only got a couple of walks on the night, but he's been around the plate all night long. This Twins ball club has been battling him pretty good.
Now here's Eduardo Escobar, who reached on a fielder's choice. He takes strike 1 here in the 4th inning. Inning by inning pitch count for Joe Saunders. You see 60 pitches the last 2 innings. It's out of play down the right side. And it's a little bit strange that 3rd inning, Saunders had a high pitch count. He got the first 2 outs on 7 pitches. And then took him another 20 to get the last out. Swing and a miss, and that's back-to-back strikeouts. The Eduardo's gone on a swinging 3rd strike. Nunez first, now Escobar, 2 gone. The 5 strikeouts for Joe Saunders.
For a guy who's not a real strikeout pitcher, he's never had double figures in strikeouts in his entire career. So he's got 5 tonight. May not get there tonight, but he's doing a good job.
Now Danny Santana, and the lone walker in this in the second inning. I take it back to second one, but the one that I think Joe Saunders will look back and say that was a bad walk. Remember, 9-man up there with second and third and 2 outs, and you walk and you get back up to the top of the order. That didn't do any damage as he was able to get Dozier for the final out, but that's playing with fire. Fastball tails just off the outside corner. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Joe Saunders, who will turn 33 next month, comes back to the plate. And Santana lashes it back to the screen. 1-2. Joe from Fairfax, Virginia. Came out of Virginia Tech University. Got him swinging. And Chirinos will just make the tag, and Saunders strikes out the side in order. Twins gone in the 4th after 4 complete. Rangers nothing, Twins nothing. Fox Sports Southwest. Back here at noon Central Time as Nick Martinez and Samuel DeDuno will close out the 4-game series here in Minneapolis, and it's on to the nation's capital for 3 over the weekend against the Nationals. Rangers have an off day on the 2nd day of June and begin the month with 8 games at home. 3 against Baltimore, 3 against Cleveland, and 2 against the Fish from Miami. Leonys Martin leading things off here in the Ranger 5th inning, and showing bunt takes ball 1 down and in. Bottom 3rd of the Ranger order. Leonys Martin doubled over the head of Josh Willingham in left field his first time up there. Kyle Gibson has allowed just 3 hits. And he gets a swinging strike 1 from Martin. Both those hits, ironically, or 2 of the 3 hits, I should say, ironically, came back to back with 2 outs in that 2nd inning. Michael Choice had a shot off the third baseman's glove, and Martin doubled to left. He's going to ground out to Joe Mauer, the first baseman, who takes it to the bag. He wins that race 1 away. Kyle Gibson matching zeros with Joe Saunders here tonight. With 1 out, Robinson Chirinos comes up for his 2nd at bat.
Gibson's been doing a good job keeping the ball down in the zone, getting a lot of ground balls tonight. And it's tough. Somebody in the lineup's going to hopefully get a mistake up in the zone and be able to do something with it. But right now, Gibson's executing his game plan pretty good.
1 ball, no strikes the count. Chirinos went down swinging in the 2nd inning. Robinson with the batting average of .216 as he faces Gibson. Rip and a miss on that fastball. Good late movement to it. This right-hander counted on by the Twins to really be the foundation of their rotation. I figure in about 2 years they'll be having guys like Kyle Gibson as the developed rotation heart. Peeled down to first. Jerry Lane said, nope, no swing. Pretty emphatic, too. Jerry Lane really getting excited about that call.
Got into it, didn't he? It's one of those excitable umpires.
He and Joe West. And a breaking ball from Gibson is high. It's 3 balls and a strike. Well, Chirinos with 1 out trying to get aboard. Luis Sardinas, the Rangers' second baseman, will be next. Gibson to the line, the 3-1. Old foul past Gary Pettis. And the count now is full. Well, Gibson tonight has not walked anyone. He has struck out 4. Pitch count, the next one is 79th of the evening. There's a line drive sinking in left field. That'll be down in front of Willingham for a base hit. Well, Chirinos finally got 1 out away from him. He could do something with, and he lined it for a 1-out single to left. And Sardinas coming up.
Got it out away and up in the zone a little bit. And when you're a sinker baller and you miss your spot and you keep it up in the zone, it's more than likely going to get hit. And Chirinos did a good job staying in there, driving into left field for a single.
Well, the hits now are even at 4 apiece for the two clubs. Yeah, you got a little slider that just spun instead of broke. Sardinas, a fly ball to left. He takes the first pitch low for ball 1. Now, Ron Washington has been known to use a hit and run in situations like this when you have a guy that doesn't run well and Chirinos at first in the bottom of the order. Get something in play, maybe with the infielders running around, create a hole. Pitch outside, 2-0 account.
Yeah, this is a perfect time to get something going here. Sardinas handles the bat pretty good. Chirinos not a base stealer, not a fast runner, but just to get him in motion and get some action, put some pressure on that defense to see if he can get something going. So far, Gibson's held him in check.
Right-hander sets the 2-0 pitch. Taken all the way, and Luis took it right down the middle. 2 balls and a strike. Sardinas just turned 21. He, for a while in his first tour of duty with the Rangers this year, was the youngest player at the major league level. He has been supplanted by his teammate, Rougned Odor. A little toss over to first, just in case Chirinos was thinking about maybe moving toward second. Kurt Suzuki checking the Twins dugout just to see if Ron Gardenhire and company might have a pitch out in mind. Tapper over the mound near second, and that will take away the chance for a double play. Chirinos stopping right there as Dozier fed kind of a backhand to Eduardo Escobar for the force. But Sardinas getting down that line quickly, and he replaces Chirinos at first, but there are now 2 outs.
It's a good play by Chirinos not to run into that out and give them the opportunity to turn 2. Just by him stopping, made Dozier do something with it, either flip it to second, but it gave Sardinas time to get down that line, and he can get down that line pretty good anyway.
So now Luis at first, and back to the top of the order. Shin-Soo Choo, who has grounded out twice tonight, steps in. Choo at .295 with the average. And Sardinas will get a little bit more than just a courtesy throw from Kyle Gibson. Gibson to the plate, misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, Gibson's going to pay a lot more attention to Sardinas over there. You saw him just do a quick slide step there just to try and get to home plate just in case Sardinas was going to be on the move.
Gibson peers over his shoulder at Sardinas and sets. And again, a quick move. Not his best move, but still pretty quick.
It is. You know, as a manager or as an opponent, you'd like to see that pitcher worrying about that base runner, especially when you're facing a tough guy like Chu at the plate.
A little bit quicker move that time, and the throw is pretty high, so Sardinas back easily.
And, you know, what you're doing basically is you're dividing that pitcher's attention between the runner and the hitter, so he's more likely to make a mistake. Hopefully something out over the middle of the plate that you can do something with.
Now Gibson ready. There goes Sardinas. The pitch is a strike. The throw to second is in time, and Sardinas shot down, trying to swipe second. Side retired, no runs, a hit, and nobody left. Halfway through the ball game, Rangers nothing, Twins nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. The Rangers play the last game of the 3-game series against the Detroit Tigers, and the first 25,000 fans will receive a Rangers drawstring bag courtesy of MLB Network. Get your tickets at TexasRangers.com, or you can call 972 Rangers. Joe Saunders starting off the bottom of the 5th inning. Scoreless ball game. Saunders now has retired the last 3 on strikeouts. Facing the top of the order, Brian Dozier takes a changeup a bit low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Dozier led the game off by doubling right down the left field line. Last time up, a fly ball to center. High fly ball down the left field line into foul territory. Chu at the railing, and it's back 5 rows. Just enough for a breeze, maybe blowing in to push that into the seats. And it moves the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Joe Saunders with his next pitch now will be at 90 pitches for the evening, and last couple of times out in his rehab assignments he's worked 101 and 97, so this is not uncharted territory for him endurance wise. Scoreless ball game in the bottom of the 5th inning. And foul straight back again. Dozier waiting, and he grounds one softly to the right side. Sardinas, a quick throw, and he gets Dozier by a step or so. Nice play by Luis Sardinas. Joe Mauer coming up before he steps in. Let's head back for a Mazda game break with Jim Knox. Jim. Thanks, Jim. Scoreless ball game here in the Twin Cities. And Joe Mauer takes the pitch just a little bit low from Joe Saunders. Mauer grounded out twice tonight, both of them to Sardinas at second base. Saunders back to him. To left field. That'll push Chu back, but he'll have room as he steps just onto the warning track and makes the catch for out number 2. Well, that's what you like to see. Joe Mauer making that right-hand turn at first base. Back to the Twins dugout.
You like that, the fact that Saunders hasn't really thrown a whole lot of pitches this inning.
Yeah.
I think that was his 8th or 9th pitch.
Last 2 innings he's cut down. Even though he struck out the side in the 4th inning, he didn't have to take a lot of pitches to get it done. So base is empty, 2 away for Trevor Plouffe, who has struck out and grounded to short. And the pitch tails off the outer corner. 1 ball, no strikes. Plouffe currently hitting at 241. He is 0 for his last 9 trips to the plate now, and Saunders drops in a hook. 1 ball, 1 strike. Action in the Ranger bullpen just now getting underway as Sean Thomason, the right-hander, up and throwing as Joe Saunders nears 100 pitches. And Plouffe gets one up in the strike zone and bangs it into left field for a 2-out single. The first base runner in the last 7 hitters against Joe Saunders. 1 on, 2 out. Oswaldo Arcia now will come to the plate.
Saunders gets one up in the zone, which is something he hasn't been doing a lot of all night long. Unfortunately, Plouffe wasn't able to do anything with it other than hit a single. He kept that one in the ballpark.
Yeah, Mike Maddox out there, a dual purpose visit, obviously to talk about Arcia with Saunders and Chirinos, but also to give Thomason a chance to get completely ready. And Saunders was not able to get Arcia to end this inning. I would imagine it would be his last hitter, considering where he's pitched nowadays. This is his first time out. But the right-handed hitting Josh Willingham and Kurt Suzuki following Arcia. But now an important matchup for Joe Saunders and for the Rangers in this ballgame. Our Budweiser pitching line will show you that Joe Saunders 4 2/3 of shutout baseball tonight. 5 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. And one of those 6 strikeouts was Oswaldo Arcia back in the 1st inning. A towering fly ball to right field up in the twilight. Michael Choice ambling in, waiting for it to come down, makes the catch. And on 1 pitch, Arcia is taken care of, and the Twins are out of the 5th. No runs ahead, 1 man left. We're going to the 6th, still scoreless in Minnesota. jackpot is worth $1,300 and dinner for two at Sonic Drive-In. Tonight, the Rangers are hitting for Susie Hodges from Royce City. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam this inning, Susie Hodges from Royce City will win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. Now, the sixth inning has Shin-Soo Choo starting off. He was left standing at home plate when Luis Sardinas was shot down by Kurt Suzuki trying to swipe second. And the first pitch bends in for strike one.
You know, you look at that last inning when Sardinas got thrown out. That's not really a bad play. If he gets to second base, he gets that stolen base, then he's in scoring position for the top of the batting order. But if he gets thrown out, you've got that top of the batting order leading off the next inning.
Yep. Yeah, good gamble for the middle of the ball game, especially.
Right.
1-1 the count to Chu. Gibson back to the plate, misses outside, and it's 2-1. Shin-Soo having a little bit of a trouble lately. He's just 4 for his last 21 last 6 ball games. Well below his standards. And of course, he set the bar kind of high.
He did, didn't
he? Hit about 380 for the better part of a month and was on base 3, 4, 5 times a game at will. And he's cooled off to mere mortal statistics now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kyle Gibson nods in agreement, goes into the wind. And Shin-Soo driving one down on his foot. Oof, a lot of dogs barking here tonight. And that's, man,
not a good feeling. I can't imagine. Well, I can't explain what that feels like. Well, it wasn't too bad. Off the back of the heel, it looked like. Maybe not.
Maybe just below the calf.
Yeah,
somewhere in there.
At least it wasn't ball directly on bone.
Yeah, that shin is kind of exposed when you hit that thing, isn't it? Get one of those knots that come up real fast. Line drive to left field. That's carrying pretty well, but Willingham able to drop back and make the grab. Chu got good wood on it, but lines to left field. That's how the 6th inning begins for the Rangers. 1 gone for Elvis Andrus. Elvis has not been able to find a way to solve Kyle Gibson. He has struck out both times that he has faced the right-hander. Elvis with that batting average now at .257. And Gibson drops a breaking ball in for strike one. Rangers as a team coming into this game second in the American League to the Detroit Tigers in team batting average. Rangers came in hitting at .268, Tigers .275. Rangers 6th in the league in runs scored. They are tied with the Tigers, as a matter of fact, 226 runs. 1-1 pitch. That's low and inside. And tomorrow will be the 1/3 marker of the season. Rangers in their 54th game tomorrow, and so you'll have all the projectionists out there can stretch this on out, just multiply everything by 3 and say that's what it's going to turn out to be.
Forget the other 2/3 of the season, huh?
The next pitch inside is 3 balls and a strike. So Elvis up in the count now and trying to get aboard with 1 out here in the 6th inning. Mitch Moreland, the Ranger first baseman, will follow. 3-1 pitch on the way. Taken all the way, Elvis. There's a strike call, a late call by Pat Hoberg, but took a moment to size that up right at the bottom of the strike zone.
Wow.
Hitters hate that, don't you?
Yeah, that's just not a good sight right there.
Now the payoff pitch to Andrus. Chopper slowly hit out to short. Escobar unloads in a hurry, and Elvis retired, 2 gone. That'll be up to Moreland if the Rangers are to get something going here in the 6th inning. Mitch, last time up, flied to deep center field. He sent Santana back to the track, and I think Elvis just got run out of the game. Pat Hoberg, the home plate umpire, as Elvis ran back from first base near home plate, apparently was jawing at him. And Hoberg gave him the heave-ho, and that brought Ranger manager Ron Washington out of the dugout very quickly. And he is talking to Hoberg. Crew Chief Jerry Lane coming down just to try and restore order as best he can. Got Adrian Beltre right there trying to protect Elvis from any more damage. So Elvis run out of the game for arguing a strike call, probably on the 3-1, but there were a few other calls tonight that he was not happy with. And right behind Hoberg, and I don't think he was saying, can we go to dinner later on?
No, I don't think so. It was definitely something that Hoberg did not like.
You know, Elvis thrown out of the ballgame. Second time this year that Elvis has been ejected. Now the pitch to Moreland. Check swing, and it's low and outside for ball 1.
You know, typically umpires, will give a veteran player a little bit of leeway, a little bit more rope, to say some things. But there are a few magic words that, it doesn't matter who you are. If you say those magic words or one of those words, you're going to be gone. So Elvis now leaves the dugout and heads back to the clubhouse. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. Mitch steps in. We mentioned flight out deep to center field last time up. First time up, he lined sharply to shortstop. Pitch is inside, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. So in the last couple of innings, Kyle Gibson showing a little bit of a weakness, maybe getting behind on more hitters than he had earlier in the ballgame. Rangers have yet to take advantage, however. The 2-0 pitch to Moreland. Base hit to center field. There was one that Mitch got on a hitter's count and didn't miss it. And a solid line drive base hit to center. Mitch with his first hit of the night. And for the Rangers, their 5th safety of the evening. And it'll give Adrian Beltre a chance to do some damage here in the Sonic Slam inning, this 6th inning. Beltre, a line drive to left, the ground ball to short. Gibson okays a sign, a check over his shoulder of Moreland at first. And Beltre takes a fastball right down the middle. In the first inning, this was Mitch Moreland lining one to short. And Escobar, a leap. And this one said, no, I'm going to get it up where you can't catch it. If he catches that one, he's in the wrong league.
0-1 pitch coming to Beltre. It's a bit low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
But this is the kind of game that can be decided by 1 mistake.
Yep.
Both pitchers have thrown extremely well. Haven't really let either side mount any type of offense. And 1 mistake can really decide this game.
Yeah, 1 mistake that gets capitalized on. Pitchers will tell you, I think, Mac, that they're going to make a few mistakes per inning. The ones that get hit are the ones you remember. You hang a slider and it gets fouled away or taken or something. Yeah, you don't even think about it. That wasn't a mistake. Yeah, it was. If it gets hit out of the ballpark, say, oh, I made that 1 mistake. No, you made a bunch of them. You just got one that was hit out of the park. But you're right. This is the kind of game that could hinge on who's able to get that mistake and do something with it. To left field, sinking in a hurry. It's down in front of Willingham. So back-to-back line drive singles by Moreland and Beltre. And the Rangers have 2 aboard again with 2 outs. And this time Alex Rios coming up.
Well, Beltre's hot as well. Swinging the bat, having good bats time and time again. And he goes down to the bottom of the zone and gets this one, picks it up a little bit. Drops it into left field for a single.
And the pitch coach Rick Anderson is going to go out to the mound and have a little chat with Kyle Gibson. And the last couple of pitches you've seen from our center field camera, not quite as much sink on the ball as there was earlier in the game. And You notice that with a sinker baller, Mac, that as the game goes on, that you don't have quite the late movement on the pitch?
Yeah, you start to lose that movement because they start getting a little tired, and especially, if you're a left-handed hitter, that ball's tailing away from you. Now all of a sudden, it's not tailing away so much or sinking as much. It's staying up in that zone just a little bit, and that's really all it takes is just, an inch here, an inch there, up in that zone to make a big difference.
Kyle Gibson getting up over 100 pitches tonight, 104, and his average just shy of 90 this year. Certainly not an alarming number that Ron Gardner would say, hey, you got to get him out of there. But keeping a close eye on him, Rick Anderson there, the pitching coach, and they have some action going in the bullpen in support of Kyle Gibson. Here's Alex Rios, who's 1 for 2 tonight. Rangers at first and second, and the first pitch is inside for ball 1. Theobar, the left-hander, and Jared Burton, the right-hander, out there in the bullpen in support of Kyle Gibson. Right-hander with the 1-0 pitch. That's a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes. Now, something the Rangers have done very well, especially on this road trip, is 2-out run production. Had a lot of it and a lot of big hits. They have hit well with runners in scoring position. They've hit particularly well with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. The 2-0 pitch coming to Rios. Hard hit to third. Nunez has it. He goes to the bag, and the force play erases the Rangers' 6th inning. No runs on 2 hits and 2 left. After 5.5, Rangers nothing, Twins nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Take the EcoBoost Challenge to see why Ford is the best in Texas. Now, Joe Saunders' night is complete after 5 shutout innings of work. Joe with 4 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts gives way to the 26-year-old right-hander Sean Tolleson.
Sean Tolleson's number, this is his 20th game this season, an 0-1 record and 3.20 ERA. 6 straight appearances, shutout innings, 8.2 shutout innings. And he's doing a really good job of being Ron Washington's go-to guy this year.
Well, the Allen, Texas native on now, and he has a new shortstop. Luis Sardinas moved over from second base to his natural position. That's shortstop. Rugnet Odor is in to play second base. And the first pitch by Tolleson is over for strike 1 to Josh Willingham. In case you missed it, Elvis Andrus run out of the game by home plate umpire Pat Holberg for apparently arguing balls and strikes last inning. 0-1 pitch. That fastball just misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Willingham has singled and walked, so 1 for 1 tonight officially. Veteran outfielder slash DH back off the DL to start this series. Tollison to the plate. A rip and a foul ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Sean Tollison, the Baylor X. Rangers acquired Tollison on a waiver claim from the Los Angeles Dodgers last November. A welcome addition to the Ranger bullpen and has been very, very solid down there, especially in situations like this. Middle part of the ball game, 5th, 6th, 7th inning. Done a great job of bridging that gap. The center field hit pretty well. Leonis Martin back, and the ball is dying near the warning track and right in front of the wall. Martin puts it away. 408 feet from home plate. Leonis able to track that down. That is out number 1 and a long one.
This is a good place for Willingham to hit that ball. You've got a guy out there that can run a little bit, and that ball's not jumping out of here as well as it would in some places. So Martin had a little bit of extra room out there to make the play.
And a feel for the wall and able to corral it and then gently bump against the padding. Now 1 gone. Here's Kurt Suzuki, who has struck out and flied to center. Tollison misses a little high for ball 1. Suzuki called out on strikes in the 2nd inning. And his fly out in the 3rd. Scoreless ball game. Rangers with 6 hits tonight. The Twins with 5. Minnesota has committed the only error of the ball game. Check swing and a cut fastball, and it moves off the plate 2-0. That's a pitch that John Tollison has really perfected of late. That's made him very, very good. That fastball moving away from right-handers. Still has the fastball velocity. Has that good late movement going away from a right-handed hitter. That one's upstairs, and the count moves to 3-0.
It's a tough pitch for a right-hander to hit, and a left-hander as well. You're coming inside to a left-hander with a 93-mile-an-hour cutter. You know, you go to swing at it, and you think it's right there, and then all of a sudden your bat becomes very, very light because he just sawed you off.
Short, too. 3-0 pitch. And ball 4 puts Suzuki aboard with 1 out. Tollison, the 1-out walk. Eduardo Nunez is coming up. Folks, there's a chance to meet Rangers outfielder Michael Choice on June 5th at the Grand Prairie location on South Carrier Parkway. A Whataburger player to be at the Whataburger in Grand Prairie. Don't miss a chance to win great prizes and meet one of your favorite Texas Rangers. 3845 South Carrier Parkway, to be specific. A 1-on, 1-out. Here is Nunez, who has doubled and struck out. Breaking ball, and there's one of those mistake pitches. Stayed pretty much in the middle of the plate, got fouled off. You won't even give that a second thought later on.
It's not a mistake, that's a strike.
No, that's right. Pitchers have, they say you have to have very selective memory. Yeah, that's what pitchers have. Selective, also a little bit of revisionist history on how you did. 0-1 pitch coming from Tollison. Slowly hit to the right side. Moreland has only 1 play. That's the 2nd. They get the force there of the sliding Kurt Suzuki. Oh, nice play by Moreland to get that lead runner. Now with 2 outs, Nunez will be at first base, and Eduardo Escobar will come to the plate.
This is a nice play by Mitch Moreland, coming off the bag and going to second base to get that lead runner and keep him out of scoring position.
That's just one of the 4 or 5 different reasons that it's great to have a left-handed throwing first baseman. Boy, right-hander on that play. Tougher to get to the ball because it's on your backhand, but also when you try to make that throw, it looks terrible. You got the runner going down there, you can't see anything but hitting the guy in the helmet or something. Makes it a much tougher play. Escobar now snap throw to first. And Chirinos, who has had a couple of pickoffs this year, trying to get Nunez at first. But Robinson, his footwork and throwing have improved greatly. Credits the work with, of course, Benji Molina and all the folks on the Rangers staff that have worked with him a lot this year. Hector Ortiz, the minor league catching instructor for the Rangers, spending some time in Arlington with the club. Chirinos throwing out almost 45% of would-be base stealers on top of that. Tollison, a high set. Again, going to first to drive Nunez back.
You know, that's a pretty big part of the game. Having a catcher back there, obviously, that can throw and call a game. You know, catcher that likes to pick off, that can throw, not just throw it, but accurately. You know, anywhere. He likes throwing to first. We've seen that a few times, and he's been very, very proficient at throwing runners out that are trying to steal as well.
Good breaking ball. 1-1 the count. Well, you played with the best I ever saw it in Pudge Rodriguez. Take a look at that last pitch to Escobar. What a weapon that is to have a guy behind the plate that can do that.
You know, before I got to Texas, playing against Pudge, coming into Texas, whether they were coming to us or going into Texas, it changed the running game. You know, you're not going to run unless you know you've got a guy on the mound that's got, you know, that's going to kick the moon with his windup. So if a guy was decent to the plate, you're not going to go. So it shuts down your running game. He was a guy that literally changed the opposition's offense.
Yeah, even the best running teams couldn't do much against that.
Right. You have, you know, don't get me wrong. You had guys that would try to steal.
Yeah.
You know, the Kenny Loftons, those guys are trying to go, and occasionally they would get it, but I guarantee you 9 times out of 10, it was off the pitcher and not off the Pudge.
Right.
And as a middle infielder receiving those throws, I just loved it. I just loved it. You know, I can't put it any other way.
2-1 pitch, and Tollison taking something off. Big rip and a miss by Escobar. It's 2-2. That's another pitch that's become a very important weapon for Sean Tollison, that changeup.
He's been very, very good with that changeup, keeping it down in the zone and throwing it whenever he wants to, wherever in front, ahead in the count or behind in the count. It doesn't matter to him. That's when you know a pitcher's starting to get that idea of what he's doing out there on the mound.
The 2-2 pitch. Nunez on the move. The throw to second. Oh, my goodness, he is out from here to Green Bay. And that's in the other state. What a throw by Chirinos, right on the money to Sardinas. And Robinson Chirinos does it again. We're going to the 7th. Still no score. tonight here at Target Field. Scoreless through 6 innings, 6 hits for the Rangers, 5 for the Twins. Joe Saunders 5 shutout innings with just 5 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. And the Twins left 7 men on base. Left the bases loaded in the 2nd inning as Saunders able to work out of the couple of jams that he'd gotten into. Now we go to the 7th inning. And we will take a look at Jared Burton, the new pitcher on the hill for the Twins.
Scouting report on Mr. Burton's 22nd ball game with a 1-1 record, 6.20 ERA. And he pitched in Monday's ball game, and the Rangers tagged him for 3 runs. Fastball changeup guy, so they were able to get to him before that. He had not given up anything in 9 innings, so the Rangers were able to get to him and mount a little bit of a rally Monday.
Burton, a big guy at 6'5", 225 pounds. He's a 32, soon to be 33-year-old. And he is on the hill here, throwing to Michael Choice. And a strike zips in. It is 0-1. Michael Choice has singled and grounded to third. And the next pitch comes in knee high. It's 0-2. Burton signed as a minor league free agent back in the offseason after the 2011 season with the Twins. Slowly rolled out to short. And Escobar sidearms it over to first. Choice is retired, 1 away for Leonys Martin. Burton originally came up with the Cincinnati Reds back in 2007. Up and down with the Red Legs for the next 5 years. Then came over to Minnesota, and the last 2 years he's been a real workhorse for Ron Gardner's club. 135 games in 2012 and 2013. First pitch to Martin, low and outside for ball 1. Leonys a double and 2 trips. Double over the head of the left-hander or left fielder Josh Willingham in the 2nd inning. Pulls this one foul, and he's going to have to go get a new piece of lumber. Put a little crook in the handle. 1 ball and 1 strike to Martin. Well, Kyle Gibson, 6 innings of work tonight, 6 hits. Did not walk a hitter. Struck out 4. Rangers had a couple of opportunities against him, but they were with 2 outs. They got a runner as far as third base 3 different times, but each time it was with 2 outs. Pretty good butt. Suzuki will stick it in his back pocket as Leonys Martin made one die halfway between home plate and the mound. And it looked like he caught Jared Burton anyway, completely unprepared for that.
Yeah, Burton he looked like he didn't know what to do with that. He, falls off the mound just a little bit toward first base and not in a real good position to really do anything about that. And Suzuki's really the only one who had an opportunity, but Suzuki thought better of making that throw, and Martin was down the line. He got out of that box pretty good. And you see Suzuki was the only one who could pounce on it, and just wasn't going to be a good play for him.
That is a weapon we haven't seen Leonys Martin employ nearly as much this year as he did last, but able to get him going. He's at first with 1 out. He immediately draws a throw from Jared Burton. Robinson Chirinos, 1 for 2 tonight, is at the plate. Chirinos checking with Gary Pettis down at third. See what Ron Washington might have in mind here in the 7th inning. Shows bunt, takes an off-speed pitch in for strike 1. And that was just Chirinos doing that for effect.
Right, he's, just in case Leonys decided to run, what that does is if that hitter puts that bat in front of that catcher's eyes, number 1, it keeps him back there behind the plate, and number 2, can kind of shield him a little bit from seeing the ball, and that may just throw him off just enough to allow Martin to get the second base on a stolen base. That's if he decided to go.
The Twins haven't exactly had a good year throwing the opposition out on the base paths, so may think on it. There goes Martin. The pitch is a strike. The throw to second, not in time. And Suzuki Well, he did about all he could to get rid of that ball quickly, but Leonys Martin just outrunning the throw to second base.
Martin got a great jump at first base, and you know he's going to try to get to second base in this situation. We're in the 7th inning, a 0-0 ball game. Even though it's 1 out, you want to get that runner into scoring position, and who better to do it than a base stealer? It's a great jump, gets down the line, and gets in there safely at second base.
Well, the Rangers' second stolen base tonight. Alex Rios had one in the 4th inning, and Rod Gardner coming out, and he is going to go talk to the crew chief out there. That's Jerry Lane. Now he's going to the second base umpire, Mike DeMuro, and the ruling on when you can challenge if the pitcher has gotten on the rubber, if he's taken his place on the rubber, not come set in the stretch, but if he's placed his foot on the pitching rubber, then it's too late. And that did not happen, and Jerry Lane, the crew chief, made that pretty clear. So Lane and second base umpire DeMuro going to go over and put the headsets on. They will be in contact with the replay command center in New York. By now become a very familiar sight to all baseball fans. It's a closer look at it. And again, we'll emphasize the ruling on the field is safe. And there has to be clear and convincing evidence to overturn a call. And depending on what your clear and convincing evidence would be, the ruling is confirmed. So that means there's clear and convincing evidence that the call should not be overturned. There was video evidence that the call was correct to begin with. Well, Leonys Martin with a stolen base in scoring position now.
That's probably one of the faster ones that we've seen all year.
Burton just came to his balance point and turned around, and Leonys Martin had gone into his secondary lead. He was another 10 feet toward third base. No balls and 2 strikes, the count to Chirinos. In the dirt, Suzuki able to go down to his knees to block that pitch. 1-2. Chirinos singled to left field his last time up. That was against the starter, Kyle Gibson. A strikeout in the 2nd. Burton, a high set to the plate. Got him swinging. Burton, a good live fastball, and Chirinos couldn't make contact. That is out number 2, and it brings up Luis Sardinas.
Burton goes after Chirinos with a fastball, puts it right down the middle, and Chirinos just not able to catch up to it. And ends up striking out.
Well, Luis Sardinas now will come up. Luis 0 for 2, a fly ball to left. The fielder's choice ground out. And now Suzuki is going to go out and have a chat with Jared Burton. Sardinas, of course, the number 9 man in the lineup, and B. Suzuki just wants to make sure that Burton understands what the situation is. And you do have first base open, but this is the number 9 guy. We're going to go after him if that's what they want to do. I can't imagine them electing to pitch to Chu rather than Sardinas.
No, I don't think that's it. I think he probably wanted to also remind him, hey, don't have a letdown here.
First pitch is low and outside for ball 1. Leonys Martin at second base, 2 outs. Rangers trying to break through this scoreless deadlock. Top of the 7th inning. And the pitch high and outside. 2-0 to Sardinas. Well, now Luis can maybe look for a spot, maybe to drive a ball the other way if he sees one to his liking out there. Burton peering in for the sign. The right-hander is set. And a fly ball sliced down the left field line. It is in for a base hit. Around third, coming in to score, Leonys Martin. And Luis Sardinas driving one to left. The RBI single, and the Rangers take a 1-0 lead. Nice going, young man.
You know, a lot of times that pitcher, you know, he'll look at that number 9 hitter and say, okay, I've got 2 outs. It's the number 9 guy, and loses that concentration just a little bit, and that's all it takes, especially in a situation like this, a tie ball game. You don't want to have that mental lapse or that just that little bit of relaxation there, and it could cost this Twins ball club the game.
Hey, and we talked about it just briefly a while ago. You get down to the bottom of the order, you get behind the hitters that are hitting 7th, 8th, and 9th. You're really doing them a huge favor.
You really are, because it really narrows down what they can throw to you. You're going to be looking fastball if you're that 7, 8, 9 hitter. If you're ahead in the count 2-0, 3-1, you're probably going to get a fastball.
Now, Ron Gardenhire making the pitching change. We'll be back to Target Field right after this on Fox Sports Southwest.
Target Field, and we will finish this series up tomorrow. Hopefully the Rangers will be going for a series win and not a series split. Elvis Andrus should be rested. He has a .400 average in his last 4 games, and it's all brought to you by AT&T U-verse as we preview that noon game. That means Rangers Live will start at 11:30 tomorrow as we play a getaway day game here in Minnesota and head on to Washington, D.C. That is Buzz and Mac, back up to you guys.
You going to bring the donuts and coffee tomorrow, John?
Yeah, I need to.
Okay. All right. Got to make sure that that is assigned. Caleb Thielbar, the 27-year-old left-hander, on now for the Twins.
The scouting report on Caleb Thielbar is his 20th game, a 2-0 record, a 4.5 ERA. He's a sinker slider guy. Got a fairly good move over to first base.
I have a feeling that probably wasn't his best move.
No, that looked like the B one. So that wasn't too bad.
Luis Sardinas, who just had the go-ahead RBI single, is at first base. And Shin-Soo Choo takes one up over his head. 1 ball and no strikes. Choo might be happy to see a left-hander out there. He hasn't had much luck this evening with right-handers, so why not? He's among the league's best hitting against left-handed pitching. Thielbar back to the plate. He misses high and tight. It is 2-0. Choo hitting .362 this year against Southpaws. That's in contrast to last year, hit .215. How about those numbers?
Not bad.
And a check swing. The pitch is high, so Thielbar now falling behind. And 3 balls and no strikes to Choo. Rougned Odor waiting to have his first at bat of the night, taking over for the departed Elvis Andrus. Outside corner. 3-1. Choo at the lowest point batting average wise since way back in April. It's at .293. Ahead in the count, though, 3-1. Now the count is full. So with this next pitch, Sardinas will be off and moving, and it's going to take a second or two to let Kurt Suzuki get over the effects of that foul tip. Home plate umpire Pat Holberg is going to do a little groundskeeping, brushing off home plate, give the catcher a chance to recover. Right on the heel of the glove. Oof. You probably got to feel that up in your neck someplace, don't you?
I think you feel that everywhere.
Wow.
Not a good feeling.
So 3-2 with 2 outs. Thielbar set. On the move, and the pitch is fouled back. So Sardinas will retrace his steps. And we'll try it again on 3-2. Rangers have taken the lead here in the 7th inning. They have a run on 8 hits tonight. Twins have been shut out on 5 hits by the duo of Joe Saunders and Sean Tollison. Ron Washington watching things. Another 3-2. Got him swinging. Thielbar going away, and Chu couldn't catch up. Rangers 7th comes to a close, but Luis Sardinas gets the Rangers on the board. The RBI single drives home Leonis Martin. 1-0 Texas. Returned to action for the first time since April the 4th, and he was good tonight. 5 innings of work. Only thing that prevented him from going further is the pitch count got up pretty fast on him. The 5 shutout innings on just 5 hits. Nice to see the veteran left-hander back on the right side of things. Eduardo Escobar starting off the bottom of the 7th inning, and he shoots one right over toward the Ranger dugout. And thank goodness for that screen over there. Still had people scattered. Didn't hurt anybody. That's the big thing.
Still thinking about that 46 feet over there.
Yeah.
That's pretty close.
46 feet all the way around from bag to bag, from the foul lines and home plate to the first row of seats. And you got a lot of folks in that front row back there flinching at those foul balls, too.
They better be. It's not an easy thing to pick up.
0-2 to count to Escobar. Twin shortstop has reached on a fielder's choice. He's also struck out. 0 for 2 tonight. Sean Tollison back to the plate, and a base hit to right field. Now he hung him an 0-2 pitch, and Escobar singles to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Just the 6th hit of the night for the Twins.
Tollison definitely wants that pitch back. Looks like there was a little cutter up and in and hung it out over the middle of the plate, and that's too good of a pitch to be up 0-2. Gives it to number 9 hitter, number 8 hitter.
So Escobar with good speed now, aboard to start off the 7th inning. We'll see what Danny Santana is asked to do. Adrian Beltre coming down the line from third. He's about 15 feet in front of the bag and creeping in closer. Tollison, a long look. Now he's going to toss to first, see if they can get Santana to tip his hand what he's going to do one way or the other. Chirinos looking into the Ranger dugout to see what defensive strategy might be used here. There's Adrian down at third base coming in. As Tollison just said, the bunt is shown and the pitch outside for ball 1. You have the 2 youngsters up the middle, Sardinas at short, Odor at second. And then Beltre got a run of the defense out there at third. Escobar the lead from first. And again around to bunt Santana, and he takes the pitch inside. It's 2-0. So Sean Tollison not able to throw a strike on the first 2 pitches, and Santana's trying to give himself up. Let him go ahead and do it.
Throw it right down the middle. Now, does that mess a pitcher up when you see a batter square around a bunt like that?
No, it shouldn't. You know, honestly, you're thinking about the wrong things if that's the problem. You know, you've done it. If you've never done it before, I can see where to mess you up. But I think Sean Tollison's been in this situation before. Again, around to bunt and throws a strike here. The last thing you can do, I think, as a pitcher is watch what the hitter's doing. In other words, if he's moving around, if his hands are coming out in front, if he's faking a bunt or whatever, your job is to focus on the target and throw your pitch to that spot. Now, sometimes it doesn't work, but that happens. Tollison ready again, and now time called. Jerry Lane, the first base umpire, said Escobar needed to get some of the perspiration out from his eyes. 2 balls, 1 strike, nobody out. Escobar at first. Rangers on top, 1-0 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tollison to the plate again. The bunt is shown, and it's down the first base side. Tollison underhands to Moreland at first. The sacrifice goes 1-3. Into scoring position is Escobar with 1 out now for the top of the order. Let's take time here very quickly for a Mazda game break with Jim Knox. Jim. All right, Knoxy, thank you. Now here the Rangers leading 1-0. There's a little bit of jeopardy right now because the tying run's out there at second with 1 out. And the top of the Twins order facing Sean Tollison. Brian Dozier is 1 for 3 tonight. He led the game off by doubling to left field. Tollison's first pitch to him is an off-speed delivery that hits the outside corner for strike 1. Dozier hitting .249. Twins this year with runners in scoring position, just a .214 average. They're 0 for 6 tonight. The 0-1 pitch coming to third. Beltre checks Escobar back to second and fires across the diamond. That is out number 2. And now we'll see what the Rangers do with Joe Mauer. They won't beat a Sean Tollison. We see Ron Washington headed out to the mound. I think the skipper is going to go with the left-hander. He wants it's like Neil Kotz out there in the bullpen. He wants Kotz to come in and face Mauer. O'Neill will make his way in from the bullpen in left center field. He'll inherit a runner at second and 2 outs here in the 7th, trying to protect a 1-0 Ranger lead. We'll take a timeout. Back to Target Field right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. yards. He leaves with the runner Escobar at second base, his responsibility, and the left-hander Neil Kotz, 34-year-old, on the hill for the Rangers.
Neil Kotz's numbers, his 25th appearance, which ties him for the league lead with Alexei Ogando. Got a 1-3 record, 5 holds, an ERA of 3.86. And Kotz got off to a pretty rough start on the season, but he's been tough as nails over his last 14 games. He's given up a couple of earned runs in 13 innings.
He's facing Joe Mauer. Mauer tonight is 0 for 3, a couple of ground outs and a fly ball to left. He's got the tying run at second in the person of Eduardo Escobar. Kotz worked here on Monday afternoon, did not face Mauer in that game. And he drops a breaking ball that is just a little bit high for ball one. Kotz on Monday faced Arcia, Willingham, Nunez, Suzuki, and Hicks. Now he's asked to get Mauer's. Our Echo pitch tracker will show you that could have been called a strike right at the top of the strike zone. 1-0 pitch. That one is in there about thigh high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Neil Kotz coming off a year last year that saw him just be almost perfect. And as close as you're going to see a 1.11 ERA. The best in Rangers history for a relief pitcher. 1-1 to Mauer. Very high. 2 balls and a strike. And I think that those 3 pitches right there really point up the inconsistency, not just for Neil Kotz. The entire bullpen has had that problem, with the exception of maybe Jason Frazier.
Right, and you look at that, you know, you've got 3 pitches in 3 totally different places. And that's tough to get any kind of consistency and go out and get hitters out on a consistent basis.
Kotz a check of second. The 2-1 to Mauer. Off the glove of Chirinos all the way to the backstop. And Escobar down to third. And he's just 90 feet away now with the tying run. And the count goes to 3-1 to Joe Mauer.
Kotz not really finding his groove just yet. His 4th pitch, he bounces this one, gets by Chirinos and gets back to the screen. The last pitch was up high in the zone, almost got by Chirinos on that one, but this one actually makes it.
3 balls, 1 strike. Mauer looking for a pitch in a location. Rip and a miss. I think he had it and missed it.
He missed it. He definitely had it, and he definitely missed it. Not where Kotz wanted to put that. Chirinos just set up, down, and away, and that ball tails back out over the middle of the plate and up in the zone.
And runs the count full. And Kotz now dealing with Mauer. If he continues the inning, Trevor Plouffe, a right-handed hitter, is next. Payoff pitch. Got him swinging. Second night in a row, the Rangers have gotten Joe Mauer in a key situation on a strikeout. Tonight it's Neil Kotz. And the Rangers still maintain a 1-0 lead as we head to the 8th. Jimmy John's freaky fast delivery of the night. Rangers use speed and a lot of it. Leonis Martin starting off with a bunt single. He swipes second. And then the speedy Luis Sardinas dropping one into left field for the RBI base hit. And that is the freaky fast way that the Rangers took the lead here tonight. Jimmy John's bringing you that speedy moment for the Rangers. The 1-0 Texas. We head to the top of the 8th inning, and Rougned Odor took over for the tossed out Elvis Andrus. Elvis thrown out of the game by home plate umpire Pat Holberg a couple of innings ago for arguing balls and strikes. Odor entered the ball game, and now with his first at bat of the night, he will face Caleb Thielbar. Rangers a run on 8 hits. Twins no runs on 6 hits. They have committed the only error of the game. Odor hitting .298 takes a strike on the outside corner. Rougned an outstanding road trip. A lot of his damage was done that game in Detroit. And a couple of triples and 5 RBI. He taps right back to the mound, and Thielbar throws him out. That's how the Ranger 8th inning begins. Now Mitch Moreland. It's time now to reveal our AT&T fan photo of the night. From the many that have been sent in to us, we selected the one from Josh. Kind of a fisheye lens view of Globe Life Park in Arlington. Appreciate that, Josh. Good photo there. And if you folks would like to send your photos along, just tweet them, and it's hashtag Southwest Fan Photo. We'll select one for every game that we have this year on Fox Sports Southwest. We'll have a selection, hopefully including yours. 1 ball, no strikes to count to Mitch Moreland, who is 1 for 3 tonight. Single to center. His last time up, that was in the 6th inning. Takes the off-speed breaking ball from Thielbar that dips in for strike 1. Mitch hitting at .274. Again, hitting that number 3 slot, his 5th consecutive start as the number 3 hitter for Ron Washington. Fastball outside corner. It is 1-2. It's in a bit of a home run drought, though, this year. He's gone long times in terms of at-bats and games between home runs. Has 2, but they've been spaced out. Pokes that one foul. He had 1 home run in his last 25 games, or 35 games, I should say. And prior to that, it had been another 20 games, 15 games since his first home run.
So you're using a little bit of reverse psychology here again.
I am. I'm trying. Well, all I got was a broken bat for him. Joe Mauer will take it to the bag. He gets his counterpart on a roller to first. That is out number 2. That didn't work.
It did not.
No. Well, Ron Gardner with the back-to-back left-handers gone by. Now he is signaling to the bullpen. He wants the right-hander to come in and face Adrian Beltre and Alex Rios if necessary. So Thielbar comes on and gets the 3 left-handers, Chu, Odor, and Moreland. His job is finished for tonight. Another pitching change underway here at Target Field. Rangers leading 1-0. Back after this on Fox Sports Southwest. park this year. Enter Dr. Pepper as a coupon code at TexasRangers.com/specials. Or you can bring any Dr. Pepper can to the ballpark for savings of at least 25% for most Sunday through Thursday games. Offer is good through July and the perfect way to celebrate the start of summer using the Dr. Pepper coupon code. Matt Guerrero, veteran right-hander, dealing to Adrian Beltre behind the bag at third. The long throw by Nunez gets Adrian by half a step. A nice play by Eduardo Nunez deep behind the bag at third, throwing out his counterpart, and Guerrero throws one pitch, and the 8th inning is finished. 1-0 Texas. We head to the bottom of the 8th inning, and Neil Cox now has to wade through the middle of the order for the Twins. It'll be Trevor Plouffe, Oswaldo Arcia, and Josh Willingham. Rangers on top just by that single run. Plouffe is 1 for 3, single to left field his last time up. And Cox fires a knee-high strike. Neil Cox came on to strike out Joe Mauer. And kind of an odd at bat. Neil was all over the place, and then finally on 3-2 made a pitch that Mauer just completely swung through for the strikeout. Pitch low and outside. 1-1 to Plouffe.
It's called being wildly effective.
Yeah. Well, you have a bat like that, there's no way the hitter can guess along with you. Because if you don't know, there's no way in the world he could know. Ground ball to short. Sardina sends that ball take off on him, and a long throw gets him to Moreland in time. Plouffe is retired, 1 away. Good hands by Luis Sardinas.
Yeah, he stayed with that ball. That kind of kicked off to his right a little bit, but he stayed with it. Typically, you'd like to see a backhand on that or move around and get in front of it a little bit, but Plouffe hit that ball pretty hard, and Sardinas didn't have a chance to get around it, so he did well enough just to catch it and make a play.
Now here's the one guy that has been a problem for the Rangers in this series. Oswaldo Arcia. They've been able, when the left-handers have made pitches to him, they've been able to handle him pretty well. And he skies to center field. This one is kind of off the end of the bat, so Leonis Martin kind of jogs in to make the catch. And I won't say the other times when they haven't made good pitches to him what's happened.
No.
I'll just say it was a lot louder than that.
Yeah, I was going to say my ears are still kind of ringing. But, you know, when this young kid swings the bat, it's, you know, you kind of hold your breath a little bit.
Yeah, he doesn't get cheated at all. Well, Ron Washington has seen his left-hander, Neil Cox, come in and get the 2 left-handers that he was asked to. Mauer to end last inning, and Arcia here in this inning. And now the skipper's out there. He wants the right-hander, Jason Frazier, to come on in from the bullpen to work to Josh Willingham. Rangers leading 1-0. Another timeout from Target Field. Back after this on Fox Sports Southwest. Rangers have got 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and they've asked for the 36-year-old right-hander and the Chicago native, Jason Frazier, to come on in and close out this 8th inning.
And Jason Frazier's numbers, his 20th ball game with a 1-0 record, 6 holds, an ERA of 2.1. He's had 3 straight scoreless outings, 3 innings, and he's only pitched back-to-back games a couple of times this year, but this is another one of Washington's go-to guys, especially late in the ball game.
Jason now will be asked to face Josh Willingham, who is 1 for 2 tonight. He has walked and singled, also flied to very deep center field. He sent Leonis Martin back to the 4-11 marker in deepest left center field. And the first pitch to him darts off the outside corner for ball 1. Willingham, a .231 hitter now, and against Frazier, he is 1 for 3 with a home run in his career. And Jason coming back with a breaking ball. It's 2-0. Jason digging a little hole for himself. Our Echo pitch tracker showing you just trying to keep that ball away from Willingham. The 2-0. That didn't miss by much, but it missed by enough. 3 balls, no strikes. And there's no guarantee here that Willingham will be taking on 3-0. Again, Echo showing you that, well, it's very close, but it's 3 balls, no strikes. Frazier looking at the signs from Robinson Chirinos. The right-hander's ready. 3-0 pitch. Over the breaking ball just to make sure. 3-1.
Yeah, you can't just lay a fastball in there to a guy who can knock the ball to the moon here, especially in a 1-0 ball game late in the game.
Rangers a run on 8 hits. The Twins no runs on 6 hits. Twins have committed the only error of this ball game, and the skipper using his bullpen liberally tonight in support of Joe Saunders. Fastball is inside, ball 4, and the 2-out walk puts Willingham aboard and brings up Kurt Suzuki. You know, once you fall behind Willingham 2-0 or 3-0, that's not a terrible walk to put him on.
It's not. Especially, like I said, in this situation, you don't want that power hitter up. I'd much rather pitch to Suzuki, even though he hits the ball and sprays it everywhere. Willingham is more likely to hit a home run than Suzuki.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now Willingham taken out now for a pinch runner. That's going to be Chris Parmalee. Started in left field last night and has much better speed than Willingham. And Suzuki fouls off that first pitch to the right. It's 0-1. So Parmalee pitch running for Willingham at first. He's carrying the tying run in this 8th inning. Suzuki, as you can see, 0 for 2 tonight. You mix in a walk in there and the 3 trips that he has had to the plate. Also a strikeout and a fly ball to center. Frazier looks over his shoulder and lobs a kind of a high toss over to Mitch Moreland. Mitch, a pretty good sized target over there. 0-1 the count to Suzuki as he digs back in. Frazier, a letter high set. Misses low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, it hasn't been easy tonight. Ron Washington has seen Joe Saunders go through 97 pitches in 5 innings. And relief pitchers have come in and they've had to throw a few extra pitches, but they have blanked the Twins thus far. Suzuki not biting on that breaking ball. It's 2-1. Suzuki 0 for 6 in his career against Jason Frazier. Ahead in the count here at 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 on, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th inning. Frazier nods in agreement. And a hot shot to third. Beltre gobbles that thing up. He surrounded that ball. Wow. Fired it across the diamond, and that'll do it. The walk does no damage. The Twins strand their 9th runner of the game. We're going to the 9th. Rangers leading 1-0. Target field. Like this. A 1-0 ball game, and it all happened in the 7th inning. Jonas Martin with a 1-out butt single, a steal of second. And then 1 out later, Luis Sardinas drops one right down the left field line for the RBI base hit. And that has been the sum total of the offense for both clubs tonight. Hopefully that's all we'll need. Yeah, hopefully. Well, the Rangers come to bat in the ninth. Chris Parmelee stays in the ball game after pinch running for Josh Willingham takes over in left field. Here's Alex Rios facing Matt Guerrero in the first pitch inside for ball one. Rios 1 for 3 tonight. Extended his hitting streak now to 11 straight ball games. That ties Elvis Andrus for the longest streak this year by a Ranger. Sky to right field, not very deep. Arcia coming on. One gone. And that'll bring up Michael Choice. Choice hit a rocket back in the second inning that caromed off the glove of Eduardo Nunez down at third. Went for a base hit. 1 for 3 tonight for Choice, hitting at .202. And Michael getting the start this evening in right field. Alex Rios gets the partial night off. And a hard hit ball on 2 hops down to Nunez. Across the diamond. And a stretch by Mauer. That's out number 2. But Choice 1 for 4 as he retreats to the Ranger dugout. And Joaquin Soria getting ready to jump back on that horse again. He had his first blown save in 8 opportunities last night. And he wants to get right back in there and wash the nasty taste of that out of his mouth.
That's what you want to do. And fortunately, he's going to get the opportunity tonight to do that. I think relievers like coming in and not doing well in the game, and then have to sit for 2, 3, 4 days before they get another opportunity.
2 balls and no strikes to Leonis Martin. You know, that's the advantage if you're going to be a pitcher of being in the bullpen. There are several advantages, but that's the big one, is that you don't have to wait another 4 or 5 days to get back out there after you get something negative sitting with you. And it doesn't have to linger.
Yeah, that's got to be hard. I'm glad I wasn't a pitcher. That is the toughest thing. At least as a hitter, you know, you go out there and you go 0 for 4 and you strike out 3 times. Hey, I think I'll be back out there tomorrow.
Yeah.
I've got an opportunity to do something. But then there are times when you don't want to get back out there tomorrow.
Right, yeah. Good news, bad news, right? Well, Leonis chops one down to Joe Mauer. That'll do it. So Guerrero has a very quick and easy top of the 9th inning. 1, 2, 3, and out of the Rangers. And here comes Soria. Joaquin coming on to see if he can close it out. Rangers on top, 1-0. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find Southwest Airlines fares online only at southwest.com. By AT&T UVerse TV. Check availability at 1-800-PIC-ATT. Rethink possible. And by your Texas Ford dealer. Take the EcoBoost Challenge to see why Ford is the best in Texas. 1-0 Rangers. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. And Joaquin Soria, after a tough night last night, right back out, saddling up that Bronc, and he's going to ride it again.
Here's Soria's numbers. His 19th ball game, 1-2 record. Blew his first save last night, and before last night's ball game, hitters have been 0 for 25 off of him.
Wow.
So he'd been doing a tremendous job, and last night was just one of those nights.
Yep, sure was. Eduardo Nunez, the first hitter he faces here this evening, and it's a whole different look that Soria faces tonight than he did last night. Last night, he was facing Kluth, Arcia, Willingham, the middle of the order to start things off, and that kind of got it going south. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tonight it's Nunez, Escobar, and Santana, the first 3 scheduled hitters. The bottom third of the Twins order. Nunez 1 for 3 tonight. He hammers 1 foul down the left side. The count moves to a ball and 2 strikes. You know, last night, to put in perspective for Joaquin Soria, he had been 17 for 17 in his career against the Minnesota Twins, whether it was with Kansas City or with the Rangers. Last night broke that streak. He had not blown a save of any type in 15 straight prior to last night. It goes back to 2011. So it was, to say the least, an oddity.
Shocking?
Yeah, I think. 2-2 the count here. Big slow breaking ball, call strike 3. Locked him up at home plate, and all that Nunez can do is shake his head and walk dejectedly back to the dugout.
Wow. Soria's got a very nice hammer, and he throws it, and it is a very slow one, and just nips the top of that strike zone. Yeah, that's a strike.
Almost got Nunez to genuflect up there. He was starting to go down on that one knee.
He thought about it.
One out, one big out, and Eduardo Escobar takes a fastball for a strike. Escobar 1 for 3 tonight. 25-year-old shortstop, a switch hitter up there from the left side against the right-hander Soria. Well, he got him all over his fists and fouled that back. Good thing it's not April in Minnesota. He'd be stinging for a while. Escobar singled his last time to the plate. Soria's 0-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Fastball up. And that went a couple of floors higher than Escobar could go. 2 gone.
Nice pitch by Soria. And usually when you've got a young hitter up there, doesn't have a lot of time in the big leagues, you get in this situation here, you've got the closer in there, you get ahead of him 0-2. He doesn't want to strike out, so if you climb that ladder, he's more than likely going to swing at that pitch and then swing through it and miss it.
Pretty tough to get on top of that high pitch up there around your shoulders, isn't it? Fastball, strike to Danny Santana. Joaquin Soria, if I didn't know better, I think he was out there trying to make a statement, but I think he just wants to close it out.
With a statement.
With a statement.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe a statement in secondary. Line drive, Beltre to his left. He snares it, and that is a winner. And boy, is that a winner. Adrian Beltre capping it off. Cat-like reactions, and he gets a little grin from Joaquin Soria to boot. Well, the Rangers starting a new win streak as they defeat the Twins tonight 1-0. Joaquin Soria starting a new streak of his own. His 9th save of the year, excuse me. And the Rangers win this ball game and climb back to a game over 500. Tonight, the Rangers able to get it done as opposed to last night. Last night, just a distant memory now.
It is. Smiles all around. You look at this Soria going after the hitter. Fastball up and away. Santana drills it. And there the cat is. Mr. Beltre flashing that leather once again for the final out of the ball game. Just a complete ball game. Manufactured the 1 run they got, and the bullpen made it hold up.
Ron Washington, who last night became the longest tenured skipper in Rangers Senators history. It's the first win after achieving that milestone, and happy when it is 1-0 as opposed to last night's game, a 1-run loss. Tonight, a 1-run victory, and the Rangers certainly get it done tonight. And boy, what a job against some very good pitching for the Minnesota Twins tonight. You have to give them credit, but the Rangers able to manufacture a run with a bunt single, a stolen base, and a looping 2-out base hit by Sardinas to get the job done. And Joaquin Soria and company made it stand up. Let's go down to the field where John Radigan has Mr. Soria.
Yeah, Mr. Soria indeed, feeling very good. Nice to get another opportunity after last night, isn't it, Juan?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's always important to come the next day and have the safe opportunity and have it done. I mean, it give us a lot of relief, and thanks God for that.
I have to think you try to go out there and approach it exactly as you normally would. Is there a little extra, though, after a night like last night?
No, not really. I mean, you have to focus in this inning and this game. Whatever happened yesterday is in the past, so we have to move on, and thank God we got the win today.
And in fact, that's what makes closers good, when they have really short memories like that.
Well, it's not like we have short memories, just move on. Just move on to the next step.
Yeah, and obviously this team's been playing so well. This is a really nice win, a 1-0 victory. You got a chance to win this series.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a really nice victory for us, and I hope we stay in the same track.
That's awesome. We appreciate it, Joaquin. Congratulations. That's Joaquin Soria, guys. Let's get it back up to you.
All right, John, thank you. Good stuff from the closer for the Rangers, and he closed out a 1-0 Ranger win here tonight. We will be back to wrap things up from Target Field in Minneapolis right after this on Fox Sports Southwest.